holders, but still a nice gesture. The other thing Sporting does that's really cool is if you travel to an away game, they'll buy your ticket for you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
As a season ticket holder?
Yeah.
They will buy a ticket for you?
They'll buy the ticket for you to the game.
God.
Wherever you go. And it's for playoffs too. Like if they go to Atlanta for the MLS Cup,
yeah,
there will be a huge Sporting contingent because Rob Heineman and Sporting will buy their tickets.
That is so cool.
That's dope.
I really wish that NFL franchises would just for a second, just take a little bit of a note from MLS, especially Sporting KC. I mean, the Sounders are good too, obviously. They did a really smart thing with their contract originally with
the Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
Yeah.
Because the Seahawks are part owners of the Sounders, right?
20%. They use all the Seahawks staff.
Can you taste this and tell me if it's vodka or tequila? I can't tell.
Yeah, sure.
It's pretty gross, guys.
I think it's vodka.
Yeah, it's vodka.
And tequila.
I think you have to really, really emphasize what a blood. Right. But not everybody knows what that is. I didn't know what it was.
Bloody Mary.
All right, everybody, we are live here for Broncos and Jets. Temperature 76 degrees in New York. It is gloomy and overcast. Yeah, New Jersey. That's right. It's right across the river. You can actually see New York. Actually, looks like a nice place from the New Jersey Turnpike. And then you get in there, and everything smells like feet.
You hating on New York?
No, I'm hating on the smell of New York. It's a different smell. Anybody who's ever been to New York knows this. It is a different smell in New York.
In the summertime, it smells like garbage.
Oh,
I haven't
so
been
bad.
there this summer.
I went there last December to New York. And
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, January.
Oh, you went in
I
January.
went right after New Year's when they dumped snow on them.
Right.
And I tried to, climb through the snow to get to the Met.
Uh-huh.
Because I wasn't going to ruin my entire vacation, but snow.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. There were rats. A rat ran over my foot in the subway.
All right, everybody, give us your predictions. Joining us on the broadcast here is Jena Garcia. Connor Cape is off camera right now, but he is with us.
Robo Mike.
Robo Mike is in the house. He's actually
on camera
he's behind
too.
us. Yep, he's the guy with the giant afro. Philip Lindsay takes the
First
opening
carry.
kickoff back to the 21-yard line.
My prediction is
And
I
there's
threw down
flag. That
some
one's going
money
back.
on the Broncos -1.
Can you turn Connor up?
Oh no, his there we go. Yeah, that thing might be. Sometimes these headsets, they don't do what you want them to do. We are paying a lot of attention to our Facebook chat here. We are also paying a ton of attention to our Watch Phantom YouTube chat as well. So hop on either one, and we will be paying attention to both of those chats all throughout the day. So just give us Eric is saying, what's up, TJ? On the YouTube. I think
What's
Eric
up,
is also
Eric?
on Facebook, too. Eric is all over the place. Eric, one of our biggest fans, loves the Cowboys. Zach Rosenberg in the house. Also, Chris.
What's up, Zach?
Chris says Jena looks cold. Are you
I'm not-
cold?
No, but
It's supposed to
like
snow tomorrow.
It's
in
cold
Jena.
outside.
Yeah.
underneath here.
So
It's just like I got to get a little alcohol in me before I feel warm enough to take
Sure.
this off.
sure.
You got to get a little alcohol in you before you take your clothes off? That's weird.
Case.
My
Case
jacket.
Keenum. That
My
was
jacket.
good. That was good. Royce Freeman to the flat outside for 8 yards.
I really never intend to do those things.
I got a question for you. How many passes does Case Keenum throw that travel more than 20 yards through the air?
He throws a few.
How many today is what I'm saying.
Oh, today. I'm gonna say
Over
two and
under.
I'm gonna say 3.
I was going to say over under 2.5.
Yeah. 2.5 or 3.
Because you know he's going to have a jump ball up to Sutton at some point.
Right.
That's one.
Yep. Hand off to Royce Freeman up the middle and just shy of the first down. Depends on where the mark is, but that'll be 3rd and inches, it looks like.
I think they'll give it to him.
Henry's Tavern.
I want to know.
Come out to Henry's
Yeah,
Tavern.
that's right. Henry 16th Street Tavern today. Drink specials all day long. Happy hours all day. Great appetizers. They have great morning beverages as well. 11 a.m. is early for everybody
drinking.
on Sunday, but it's particularly early for Denver. I feel like everybody's late.
I
getting
love
up
that
on
about
Sunday.
Denver. I love how chill we are. I love that you can show up in a bar in sweats and no one will judge you.
I formation, obviously
Other
handing
than
off
me
to
and Connor.
Freeman, who gets the first down. So it'll be first down from the 31-yard line. I want to know if you think Sam Darnold is going to outperform Case Keenum, because I think Darnold's decent. I mean, he had a really good debut. He throws the ball pretty well. Nice ball from Darnold. But he also plays for the Jets.
Man, I'm so unimpressed by Sam Darnold. I was a little worried there in his first game against Detroit because I thought, oh, maybe he is something.
Right.
The past couple weeks have kind of assuaged that for me. I think at USC you
Oh,
saw.
Phillip Lindsay breaking it outside. He's got a big gain. Finally gets pulled down by his collar. But that is a huge gain. 25 yards, it looks like.
I don't see why the Broncos need to throw the ball today.
Wow, the Sports Fury is at the game in Kansas City.
Ah.
That's the game we need to get on one of the TVs here, one of the 85 televisions at Henry's Tavern.
That's right.
It's one of the reasons to come to Henry's Tavern is there are plenty of TVs to watch, plenty of games.
That's right. Robo Mike's here as well. I think he has a TV built in.
7th most interesting thing in Denver. Most entertaining thing.
All right. Fakes the handoff, and Keenum. Keenum just gets obliterated.
It was a bounce pass.
It was a bounce pass.
It was a bounce pass. It was a.
He was trying to get it into the paint.
Garrett
Bounce
Bowles
pass.
here. Let's watch this. Okay. The coverage isn't. I mean, okay, yeah, sure. Sure. The coverage is a little iffy there, but was that Trufant? All right. Let's take a look here. Say something, Jenna.
Later today, we're going to be talking about
No, I just needed to see if I was muting your microphone or Connor's microphone.
Oh.
Phillip Lindsay up the middle there. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Hello. What's up?
Eric's saying, I'm watching Kansas City. It's pouring in Kansas City right now.
Yes.
We have heard that the weather is bad in Kansas City today.
Eric, will that help or not help TJ's favorite player?
Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think it will help him. No.
That's what TJ thinks, but some of us think that it will help him.
You know what water means? Water means injuries because the field is slippery. Keenum from the shotgun on 3rd and 6, and he throws it out to Emmanuel Sanders, and it is incomplete. Looked like it was a breakup there by the Jets. Let's see if this was a pass deflection or just plainly a drop. Sanders cut outside, and he just dropped that. That was Emmanuel Sanders just dropping a. Oh, okay, all right. Well, there was a little. That's good defense there. I mean, that really hit Emmanuel Sanders in the hands. He should have caught it. Now we get a chance to take a look at Colby Wadman, the punter who will be replacing Marquette King, who was placed on injured reserve earlier this week. King was bad this year, dealing with an injury.
I felt like they really were harsh with him, though, at the end there.
They were harsh?
Just like the way they talked about it. Like, we don't care what you're going through, basically, is how I felt they spoke of him. Like, we don't care what you're going through. Bad punting is bad punting. You're out.
We don't care what you're going through. Bad punting is bad punting? I mean, bad punting is bad punting. That's his job. His job is to punt.
I think what they didn't care about was his attitude.
Yeah.
I don't think his attitude was right from the moment he arrived. He didn't want to be in Denver.
TJ really liked his attitude.
I liked his attitude, but I'm not his teammate or his coach.
TJ likes people who generate quotes and generate storylines and narratives. TJ doesn't have the same
goal,
interest. That's right.
Interest that maybe the football team does.
I do not care if they win. I don't.
We know.
I'm very excited though if they're interesting. That's why I love Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey's going to have. His career is going to be very difficult. It's going to be very hot and cold because sometimes he's going to be amazing, and he's going to get a lot of credit for being amazing, as he should. But he's also going to have moments where he's not so good, and he's going to get just absolutely obliterated in the public eye when he's talking trash and he can't back it up.
What I'm afraid of is that he's going to be incredible for 4 years, 5 years, whatever, and then he's going to have that drop-off when he hits 30 or so.
Yeah.
And that's all people are going to remember because they're going to use that first moment as, look, he sucks, when really he's just lost a step.
Right. All right, we already have a score in the Pittsburgh-Atlanta game. Pittsburgh has gone up 6-0, and it is. I think they went for 2 and failed to convert in
Very
the
Mike
Pittsburgh
Tomlin.
game. Yes. So I give credit to the Steelers because the Steelers are one of the few teams that will very consistently go for 2, although they've been doing it less this season than they have in seasons past. Pretty much scoreless around the league everywhere else right now, though. But we do have some early games: Carolina and New York, the Giants, KC and Jacksonville, Detroit, Green Bay, Baltimore, Cleveland, Tennessee, Buffalo, Miami, Cincinnati. All those games are currently scoreless in the NFL, as is the one that we're at right now. We're here at Henry 16th Street Tavern in downtown Denver. Come on by and say hello, and use our appetizer coupon to get a free app while you're here.
Yeah.
Our apps are very, very good.
So good. I haven't even ever had a morning here. We've always eaten the same type of appetizers when we're here, so I'm excited to see what other things are on the menu.
Here we go. Now I get to see Sam Darnold. What's he got? What can he do? He's going to get sacked a lot. That's what's going to happen. Ron Miller's going to eat his lunch.
I think this is going to be a game where you see both teams run the ball a lot. I mean,
what was the
Bilal
over-under?
Powell goes nowhere.
I saw this YouTube video on Von Miller this week, and he straight up, he introduces the girl that's with him in the video, and he's like, "This is my girl, my side chick," and he straight up calls her his side chick, and then he's like, "Say hello," and she's like, "Hi," nothing. I'd be like, didn't register at all. She didn't even care. She was proud to be his side chick.
Hey, if everybody was very open and honest all the time about all the stuff that they do at that level, I think everybody would be like that. You'd see Peyton Manning introducing his. Oh, that is a fumble and a recovery by Denver.
Nice.
Adam Gotsis gets the ball, and Sam Darnold is looking confused over to the sideline. Powell just puts the ball on the ground. Clearly a fumble right into the hands of Adam Gotsis as he was tackling him.
Was that the first turnover since week 1 for the Broncos?
Turnover recovery?
Well, fumble recovery. I believe it is. Yes, I believe that is the first turnover since week 1 for the Broncos. All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10 with excellent field position for the Broncos. Huge get there for the defense. That was certainly not the way that the Jets wanted to start things off. Great start for the Broncos, though, so they're going to get 1st and 10 from the Jets' 20-yard line. You've got some 11 personnel here, most common personnel in the NFL. Keenum hands the ball off to Phillip Lindsay, who gets a first down immediately. That is a 13-yard gain there by Phillip Lindsay.
If the teams do run the ball like this game's going to be over by lunch.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
There's some interesting ads on.
Short game that the Broncos win. Get in and out of New York. You don't need.
I think the Broncos will find a way to make it a long game.
They'll find a way to make it a long game?
Yeah.
All right, 1st and goal here for the Broncos. And they hand the ball off again to Phillip Lindsay, who goes about a yard forward. I have been really impressed with Phillip Lindsay. I figured that he would start to get, they would start to really key in on him. But other than his ejection a couple of weeks ago,
which was soft.
So with the call or the play?
The call was soft.
The call. Yeah. I thought
he was straight up punching him.
You need that, man. You need guys who are
for the ball.
You need guys who are intense like that. It's the only way you win in the sport. Keenum, touchdown out of the corner of the end zone. Cortland Sutton got it. That is 6 for the Broncos.
That is quite
not the hands I thought would have caught that ball.
Very, very impressive catch there by Cortland Sutton. Hey, you knock his hands, but Sutton looks so good throughout the course of training camp. That is a great catch. And he gets both feet down. That is a secure catch. And Hireman, too. I think Hireman obviously they know the play design there, but I think the Jets may have thought Hireman was the target there. Sutton just sneaks in behind the secondary and gets the score.
What a bunch of dumb idiots.
First touchdown pass for Case Keenum since week 1. So a couple of firsts for the Broncos since week 1. Getting turnovers and touchdowns.
I love how they're playing up that Wadman was a pizza delivery boy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now he's in the NFL. There are so many pizza delivery boys out there right now thinking I should be a kicker.
Yeah, right. It's like Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner and Ivy.
All right, touchdown
the
for
game?
Case Keenum. That's the game. That's it.
Game over.
That's it. Game.
I mean, how, realistically, if you're the Broncos, how many points do you need to beat Sam Darnold?
How many points do you need to beat Sam Darnold?
20?
Not a lot.
20? 21?
Not even that.
17?
17?
3 scores?
That's not that hard. It's not that hard to bring down the Darnold.
Hey, look at that guy out there wearing an MLS hat. Not even a team hat.
It's just a generic
It's just
MLS
a generic MLS hat.
Go get him.
They probably got that at a giveaway.
That is really being a fan of single entity.
Eric says Hill just broke off a huge play.
Tyreek Hill?
No, he said never mind holding.
Oh, come on.
Jer says, so no live stream for Denver? We're here. Yeah, we're here in Denver. It's we are the live stream. Eric, hey Ari, Kale, touchdown.
Kale.
Sutton. Yep, I thought that was a really impressive play. You don't like Sutton very much. I think Sutton's really good.
Literally a couple weeks ago, I said Sutton got a new puppy, and you're like, so you're into Sutton? You're trying to get in his pants? But now I don't like Sutton.
I did not say that.
I don't like Sutton because I said that he had weak hands. He has had weak hands.
He's had a couple of drops.
That's like his second catch
He's had a couple of drops
of the season.
But see, you are very quick to judge on the drops. I'm not judging him on the drops. Everybody drops.
That's because you're in love with Cortland Sutton.
I like him. Yes.
When we were out at training camp, you admitted that if you had a man crush on anyone there,
Cortland Sutton.
it was Cortland Sutton.
Absolutely.
So you like tall,
strong,
much taller,
athletic wide receivers. Yes. Yep, I do. Guilty as charged. Strong, tall, athletic wide receivers. Yep.
not
Give
doughy.
me one of those every time. Are you anti tall, strong, athletic wide receivers?
I'm just not saying that I have a man crush.
I will say my favorite wide receiver in the league is Antonio Brown, who is he's athletic, but he is not tall or strong.
You say that when Josh Gordon exists?
Dude, Josh Gordon, that Thursday night football game, they first of all, I think that the Patriots enjoy destroying the Colts more than any other team in the league. But that catch by Josh Gordon in the end zone was some of the best body control and positioning in the end zone for a jump ball I've ever seen. And they were showing side-by-sides. I don't know how many people saw this. They were showing side-by-side plays of Josh Gordon and Randy Moss basically running the same route and catching the same pass, and they look identical.
Yep. And if Josh Gordon just stays clean, stays healthy, Patriots might have the best offense in the league.
Jets are going to get this out to about the 25 on the return.
Of course you would throw that in there.
It's just factual.
What's factual?
That the Patriots might, if Josh Gordon stays healthy, the Patriots might have the best offense in the league.
Yeah, I agree.
But Connor would love to throw out positive facts about the Patriots.
That's not hard.
As often
It's not
you don't
difficult.
have to dig very deep.
It's not hard to find reasons to compliment the Patriots. 7-0. Denver leads the Jets. 1st and 10 here for Darnold. They turned the ball over last time. Bilal Powell put it on the ground. Darnold gets the ball tipped by Von Miller.
Now, I read that Von Miller sometimes wears long sleeves because he's allergic to grass. But they're playing on turf.
Maybe it's just a comfort
cold.
thing now.
Maybe it's just cold.
It was 76 degrees.
Oh.
I did not see that. How is it warmer in Jersey than it is here?
That's how Colorado works. The TV just showed the Chiefs had 6 points, and then it moved it back down to 0. It took a touchdown off the board for the Chiefs. What happened there?
Tyreek Hill, I think, got called back for a penalty.
Why don't you ask them to put the Chiefs game on this TV so we can see it directly from where we're sitting?
Jets get a first down here on the run there by
You have?
Isaiah
Do you
Crowell.
want me to ask?
Yeah. You're much prettier than I am. You need
Well,
to find Brian,
Why don't you just ask a girl?
because Brian's the manager.
I don't think that works the same way. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't. Girls, I don't. I don't see it that way. Like when guys ask me to do something, if you're like really handsome, I'm like, can I do it or not?
Right.
If you're really ugly, I'm like, well, can I do it or not? Same question goes
Right.
through my head.
It's not that way for guys.
You're
does
very
not work that
objective.
Crowell here with another run, dancing around in the backfield, and actually is going to make something out of this play. That's 5 yards there by Crowell.
Not bad.
So he's up to 20 yards now on the day.
Broncos
2 carries.
I'm trying to share this video. Trying to end this losing streak. I'm bummed. Will you drink this Bloody Mary?
Chris Bennett says Jalen Ramsey is hurt. Why don't you drink it?
Because I want a Bloody Maria. I want tequila.
It's not that different.
It is very different. The buzz is different. The long last. I can't last as long on vodka. I will start sleeping.
Somebody asked, "What's that guy in the background?" And
That's
then
Robo
Eric
Mike.
responded, "That's the robot dude."
Robo Mike.
Yeah, that's pretty explanatory. Good job there, Eric. That is correct.
He told me, Robo Mike said that if the Rockies win this series, he's going to paint himself purple and black, and he's going to call it a...
He's going to paint his robot suit?
Yeah.
Wow.
He paints it. He paints it orange for the Broncos, and he paints it purple for the
All right.
Rockies.
Mahomes has gotten into the end zone, so it is 6 for the Chiefs, if you were wondering.
Who was that? Who got it in the end zone?
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Rushing TD.
You may have heard of him.
Man.
I got another score update for you.
TJ's heard of him.
Yeah.
At Anfield, finished level 0-0 between Man City and Liverpool.
Yes. The existential nature of soccer. Does it really matter if you finish a game 0-0?
It happened.
See, but here's the thing. I always try to explain this to people. What's the virtue of a 0-0 tie in soccer? And I always tell people, well, you get a point. And people don't understand that.
Right.
It's like it doesn't register with them.
The other thing that's hard to explain to people is sometimes you play for 90 minutes and nobody won the game.
Oh, Bilal Powell out for a big gain there.
There's no need for them to throw the ball again.
Well,
they can run play action maybe a little bit later, but they're moving the ball.
And also, too, I would say, the inside is particularly good. It has been open for the Jets. So the interior defensive run defense has not been good. Their rush defense on the inside has been gashed now multiple times by the Jets. We're down all the way to the 25-yard line. Darnold hands the ball off once again, and this time they do get Powell for a big loss. It's going to be 2nd and 15. You all right there, Jenna?
Yeah, I just got the sneeze. Sneezes.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
Also,
what people
guys-
normally say after someone sneezes.
What?
Bless you.
Bless you?
Yes. What?
I don't believe in blessings.
They just brought you a whole thing of coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, they
TJ's
did.
king at this place. That's why he likes it so much.
I don't think I'd say
that's
that.
true. I don't think that's true.
So are you going to drink this or not? So
No.
I can get a Bloody Maria.
No, you have to drink that. You
But
ordered it.
No, I ordered a Bloody Maria, and he did not understand.
Well, then why don't you just take it? Go tell him.
I actually wanted tequila, not...
Why would somebody run
Yeah.
play action on 2nd and 13?
I don't know.
Like, it's just a waste of steps. Just drop back.
Oh, he had an open receiver.
Man, Roby is so bad.
He was open. He just has to. Oh, he got it. That's first down. Or no, 3rd and 1 now. All right, they got 5 wide.
They went empty and just ran a quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
Broncos had nobody over the A-gap.
That's not good for the Broncos. I would say this is not a good development for Denver. That the Jets are able to run the ball this effectively up the middle. Oh, Pecco just gets knocked off. He gets knocked off his spot. He had no chance. That was a very well-executed quarterback sneak.
Tom Brady-esque.
Well, I think Brady probably would have gotten 17 yards on that. And you could time his 40 with a sundial. Darnold snaps the ball, gets it down to Crowell. Crowell gets forward for about a yard, if that. Second down. Chris is in. Hola, ¿cómo está? Also, we have a retracted. Oh, I muted your microphone earlier. You're back on.
Because I was sneezing.
No, because you were talking about vodka and tequila.
Right. You were complaining about your order, and I didn't know if that was necessarily the best.
You were being high maintenance.
That is not high maintenance. I asked for a drink a certain way. Is that high maintenance, you guys? Tell me, is that high maintenance if you ask for a drink a certain way and they bring it a different way? Do you send it back or do you drink it?
Darnold airmails that pass out of bounds. It was targeted for a Nunwa, but
this is why Darnold sucks. You got to hit that pass.
You do. Absolutely.
That's a staple NFL play.
You know what I thought, honestly, on that play? I thought, man, that looks like a Case Keenum throw.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
You got it? You taken care of? Good?
Yeah, I think so.
They got it? All right.
I mean, maybe they just gave me the same drink back.
That's entirely possible. No, it's different. I can tell it's different because the pepper in there looks different. That's a – is that no flag?
It's incidental.
They're going to say no flag. Darian Stewart draped across the receiver. And Denver's going to hold strong on 4th and 9. 3rd and 9. It's now 4th and 9. And looks like the Jets are going to go for a field goal there. He's going for the ball. I'm okay with that.
You got to let him play defense at some point.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that call.
You just need to call it. You just need to call it consistently.
In real time, it looked like he was tackling him to the ground, but if on replay, that was pretty good defense there by Darian Stewart.
That's why you're not a ref.
And
the
Jets shank the easy field goal. College kickers, man.
Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker. Dicker the kicker. What game was that in? What game?
Texas, Oklahoma.
That was Texas OU. That's right. Dicker the kicker. He nailed it, though.
Oh, he hit it pure.
Yeah.
You see the Missouri's kicker, who's just the most inconsistent dude alive, hit a 57-yarder to take the lead with like a minute left.
Yeah.
And then Missouri goes and loses the game anyway. But almost 60 yards in a wet ball, wet field, terrible conditions, just straight down the middle.
Did you see that crap in the Texas A&M Kentucky game yesterday?
No, I was working. What happened?
Man. Well, Kentucky couldn't move the ball. You know, neither could Texas A&M because they're terrible. But Kentucky got it to overtime on a defensive touchdown in which I believe Texas A&M just went like, "Here's the ball," and then they pick it up, they scoop and score. And so Kentucky doesn't even have an offensive possession in the last 6 minutes of the game, and they're down 7. So they tie the game up. They go to overtime, and then the kicker on I think it was a 43-yard attempt. It's pure right down the middle, hits the crossbar, and doesn't make it. And then like 2 or 3 plays later, A&M is leaping into the end zone, John Elway style, and they win the game.
Kellen Mond,
yeah,
quarterback.
No, it was Williams. It was the running back, but he did like a helicopter flip thing into the end zone.
Nice. I love when Kentucky loses.
Why do you hate Kentucky so much?
They're schmucks. I mean, they're schmucks about basketball, but then they're also schmucks about football.
Can you define a schmuck, please?
Douchebag?
Yeah, that works.
That's much more clear.
I always felt like a schmuck is a little bit. If you're a schmuck, you're a moron. It's not. You're kind of dickish, but it's really moronic. Like dinner for schmucks, right?
Right.
It's just a bunch of weirdo, crazy doofuses.
Right. I mean, that's kind of how Kentucky is too, about basketball and football.
Looks like Musgrave's dad has passed away. Did you see that?
Oh, that's not good.
And it says that the Broncos are letting him take the jet out to Grand Junction to be at his services.
I did say something that got a lot of people upset yesterday in Kansas City.
No way.
No, Kyler Murray was out there in the Red River Shootout, and he was running around like crazy, and he is super fast. That guy is so quick, and he's a little bit shorter too for a quarterback. So I made the comment, I'm like, because I was watching him on a scramble, I'm like, man, that guy looks like Tyreek Hill. He is so much faster than everybody else out there. And then I started to think, well, if I compare him to Tyreek Hill and then don't qualify that, I don't really like Tyreek Hill as a human being. And for those of you who don't know, Tyreek Hill punched and choked his pregnant girlfriend a couple of years ago.
They're engaged.
They're engaged now.
It's his fiance.
Congratulations.
Got
Congratulations.
him kicked out of Oklahoma State.
Right. So anyways, Kyler Murray is on the scramble. I'm like, man, that guy's fast. And he looks like the fastest guy on the field. Who's always the fastest guy on the field? Tyreek Hill. So I make that, and then I just say just a little less punchy and choky. And people didn't like that. People did not like that.
That's a wonder, TJ. That's a wonder.
I was trying to compliment Kyler Murray's speed. I didn't want to unintentionally insult Kyler Murray because he's done nothing wrong. Tyreek Hill, on the other hand, has.
I don't even disagree with that tweet of yours. That was actually honest.
I don't think it needs to come up though. I think in a football sense you can say, "Wow, he looks like Tyreek Hill."
Yeah,
people aren't going to like bombard you and say, "Oh, you think he hits women too?" Like I think people understand the context of.
It was very TJ-esque.
Right, but I don't.
That in.
But see, the context for me is every time I look at Tyreek Hill, I think of that.
Woman beater.
It is word association for me.
So. That's what he'll go down in history books as a woman beater?
Yeah, that's the consequence.
Yeah, probably.
The consequence isn't that he lost his opportunity to be an NFL player. The consequence is that I get to bring that up every single time we mention his name.
Right.
And he gets to be defined by that.
Well, he's lost his college scholarship, too.
He lost his college scholarship, and he gets to be labeled a woman beater for basically the rest of his life. That's the consequence. We're talking about consequences. Those are the consequences. So if you don't want that to be you, don't hit women. Right.
Really a simple thing.
Very simple. It is not hard.
You would be surprised.
I mean, you're the woman, so I believe you.
Yeah.
Like,
you would be
sure,
surprised.
You're going to know better than we are, but as a man, like it feels very easy for me to not hit women.
That's surprising. You would say that because I have had guys tell me before, like, when I'm like, you're not treating me very nice. And they're like, well, I'm not hitting you. I'm like,
it's a low bar.
That's like what I told That's like what I told my mom in high school. She's like, you're such a loser. And I'm like, well, at least I'm not doing drugs. Like, come on.
Your mom called you a loser in high school?
Sometimes, yeah.
Wow.
I like your mom.
Fair play to her. She was right.
Keeping it real.
Eric said TJ looks more high maintenance than you, Jenna.
He is more high maintenance than you.
I'm not high maintenance at all. I'm very low maintenance.
In every way other than your clothing, you are high maintenance.
Emmanuel Sanders gets
popped.
the first down and then gets just popped. That would have gotten an ejection and a flag in college, but that was a very good. I thought he was going to be tackled or go out of bounds short of the first down. Sanders with a great hustle there to get across the line to gain.
Connor, could you tell us some of the things on the menu today? People are asking.
Yeah. Game day menu here at Henry's Tavern. Entrees, you got the sriracha chicken and bacon mac and cheese, smoky barbecue rib tips. On the drinks all day, if you would like the mimosa, the Mega Mary, the signature Bloody Mary, the Autumn Spice Sangria. Plenty of options. There's also
Autumn Spice Sangria. So that's like a pumpkin sangria?
It's Chardonnay, Crown Apple whiskey, fresh apple cider.
Apple. That's better than pumpkin.
Yeah, yeah.
There's also fried Gulf oysters, fried pickles, sweet potato tater tots, Mile High nachos.
They do oysters on the half shell at Oscar Blues, which is kind of rare if you're in the mountain region because you're not near an ocean. But the fried oysters, you can get those in a lot of places. Henry's does them. I haven't had the fried oysters here. It's one of the things I haven't tried yet. I've tried most of the stuff, but
that is not even true. He eats the exact same meal every time he's here.
I'm gonna get the same thing I get here.
And
pork.
Then
You're gonna get the pork.
I'm gonna get the orange
mac
chicken.
And cheese.
Oh, orange chicken. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a
the
good
move.
one.
No, last time you got those dipper things, and I copied you, and they were phenomenal.
They were really good, but like
I was
90%
really
of the
into it.
time, I get the orange chicken.
Chris Bennett said Joe Mixon is a woman beater.
Joe Mixon also a woman beater. Correct.
Joe Mixon
On tape. We've seen the video of it.
Right. The difference there would be that he just punched a woman in a public place that he didn't know.
Who spit on him.
Who spit on him and called him the N-word.
I saw a video of this of something similar. They were protesting abortion. Or no, yeah, there was people protesting abortion and people protesting the people protesting abortion. And
There's a lot of protesters.
Yeah, and this guy is talking to this girl, and she's holding her a camera up, and she's talking to him, and she's like, you think it's okay for, or the guy says, you think it's okay for a 16-year-old girl who gets pregnant and doesn't want to keep the baby to be forced to become a mother, and he's saying all this stuff, and the girl's like, that's murder. She's a murderer. And the guy just, like, he kind of, like, moves sideways, and he moves his hands like this all of a sudden, and then he just kicks her right in the face. You really don't expect it. But
right.
It was hilarious.
It was very fast.
It was very fast.
Happened very quickly.
And then she spits on him.
Right.
Yeah.
I would prefer it if women stopped spitting on guys like that.
The Chiefs are having quite a bit of success moving the ball against the Jaguars. They had a first quarter touchdown. There's still about 30 seconds left in the first quarter. They're moving the ball again.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes has 2 incompletions. They have 9 first downs in the first quarter. And we're beyond the scripted plays. So they're just moving the ball here.
Right.
Pat Mahomes looks good. I hate to say it.
Mahomes,
right there,
somebody had mentioned Mahomes is limping on our feed.
Haven't seen it yet.
I mean, sometimes you get up a little gingerly. No, this was a few minutes ago when that was mentioned, so it's probably past that.
I think he looks fine.
We got the Packers and Lions. Lions are up 7-0 on Green Bay.
That was a pick 'em. I took the pack.
Eric saying Mahomes is hurt. He's holding his ribs and his ankle is hurt. LOL.
I don't think that's very funny.
That Mahomes
you don't
is
like
hurt?
The LOL?
I think that's kind of callous.
LOL.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though.
He's holding his ribs and his ankle.
Hey, look, these
That's the
people
thing,
are
though.
commenting for TJ.
I mean,
and
people-
they know that TJ hates Pat Mahomes.
I don't hate Pat Mahomes. I like Pat Mahomes quite a bit.
The thing is, TJ doesn't hate Pat Mahomes.
He doesn't, but he has given off the impression to the world that he does.
Well, that's because the world is very sensitive.
He's been misinterpreted. He's been misunderstood.
Oh, gosh. You sound like his wife.
You're Holden Caulfield in whatever that book is.
The Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, it was a terrible book, though.
Phonies. Everyone's a phony.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. 51 rushing yards on the day for the Broncos. 44 passing yards so far. They have a slight lead in the time of possession battle. As we start the second quarter here, Phillip Lindsay gains about 7 yards after he's brought to the ground.
How do you feel about time of possession as a stat?
I think time of possession as a stat is indicative of the team that usually wins, but not necessarily a thing that leads to winning, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. It's like when a team, it's like you can say one team, when they rush the ball 25 times, they win 80% of the time.
Right.
When really what happens is they get up with a lead and then they run the ball more.
Yes.
So they're already winning when they start running the ball.
Right.
I think time of possession is a similar stat.
I think you're correct.
It's all about what you do with possession.
Yes. 100%.
Not all possession is created equal.
I think that the most important stat in football is turnovers. The second most important stat in football is starting field position, both offensive and defensive. And then the third most important stat is sacks. Those are the 3 most important statistics in football, in my opinion. Now, the 3 most important positions in football are quarterback, pass rusher, and offensive line, in that order. If you are good in those 3 and you're good at starting field position and turnovers, like you're almost unbeatable. If you're good in all of those things, you're a 14-win team. Now, the teams that are, if you go look at the Patriots are the best example because they're the most consistent franchise in the NFL. The last 2 decades of Patriot football, They lead in turnovers. They lead in starting field position. They understand, and that's why special teams is so important. I don't understand why people are so dismissive of special teams. It is an enormous aspect of how good you're going to perform.
Because people have this thing about punting. They think, punting is losing, which I get it. But also punting is super important.
Yeah.
And kickoffs are super important. I have no idea why NFL teams still just crush the ball out of the end zone instead of doing what the Patriots do and just put it right at the goal line, force them to come out, and tackle them before the 25. You save 5 yards on every kickoff. That could end up being 25, 30 yards by the end of the game.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference.
Crowell bouncing it to the outside. He's going to pick up a first down and more.
Uh-oh.
Crowell is going, streaking down the field.
Uh-oh.
Marshall gets
Score.
cut off. Pac-Man Jones can't get to him. That is a touchdown for the Jets. Huge touchdown. First play after the punt. Crowell goes yard.
So you still think it's only going to take 3 touchdowns?
Well, I mean,
That had nothing to do with Sam Darnold, though.
Yeah, Sam Darnold was a.
We said, how many points do you need to beat Sam Darnold?
He was a passenger on that drive. He closed the door to the airplane. That's all he did. Boy, Crowell. But when was the last time Isaiah Crowell had a play that was that big? I think it was a Brown the last time that happened.
The Chiefs also converted on 3rd and 10. They have the ball in the red zone. Pat Mahomes looking for another touchdown pass.
Let's see here.
Get the nachos.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something to get that we could all
Split the nachos,
share.
Teej.
How about these smoky barbecue rib tips? How about that?
Oh, yeah, I love
Those
rib
ones.
tips.
Rib tips?
Yep.
Let's go with the
You
rib
like
tips.
The tips.
Just the tip. All right,
Served
it
with
is.
Gorgonzola waffle fries.
It's now 7-all in this contest. The Jets have evened it up. Big play there from Isaiah Crowell. That is really going to hurt the Denver Broncos. This is. I remember thinking this a couple of years ago. I think it was 2014. It was the year in which the Chiefs had Achilles injuries to both Derek Johnson and Eric Berry, and it just decimated their ability to stop the run. They were giving up 150-yard games to Latavius Murray and Kerwin Williams. Kerwin Williams had been picked up off the practice or off the street like that week, and ran for 150 yards against the Chiefs. They had no chance because they couldn't stop the run, and that's right now. That's one of the biggest issues with this team is that if their run defense isn't working well, their pass defense isn't working well, then they can't stop anybody, and they put up too much pressure on Case Keenum. That ends up causing a lot of problems.
Which is why everyone constantly blames Keenum for everything.
Well, Keenum's easy to blame because nobody wants to blame Von Miller, but it's not the same thing. Von Miller can only do Von Miller's job. Case Keenum, if he does his job well, he makes everybody in the offense look better.
Good. Yeah.
Von Miller doesn't have that power because he's not. It's not the same.
I would say Von Miller, when he does his job and does it well, he makes the defense look good. But it takes more than just him to make the defense.
Yeah, the extent to which the defense looks good is not the same.
Yeah.
Joey says penalties has to be in the top 3. Penalties on. Oh, you mean in terms of the most important stats? Chris said Mahomes' mentor is A-Rod. ESPN did a story about it this morning.
It's a pretty good mentor.
A-Rod?
Yeah.
Sure.
Talk about somebody who's played at an elite level for a long time.
Yep.
Handled their scandal.
Yep.
Got paid. And now have a very successful career off the field.
He also got J-Load.
I mean, who wouldn't want to be J-Load, though?
Getting J-Load. Not God.
Kale says Williams came from the CFL, I believe. That sounds right.
Your favorite league.
That's right. Grey Cup, baby.
Chiefs now up 10-zip.
Jets, Jets. All right, here we go. Philip Lindsay back to receive the kick.
Tell us what
Look
you
at
guys
that
are
dork.
watching
Look
from.
at that dork. Jetman.
Is Fireman Ed no longer a fan?
No, he wants to come back.
Oh, he does.
He quit the team because they suck so bad. Now he wants to come back that they have Darnold.
Gotcha.
Jets, suck. Remember the butt fumble?
Oh, Kale said he's wrong. He didn't. I remember the butt fumble. Yes. Everybody remembers the butt fumble.
Everybody remembers where they were. They were at Thanksgiving dinner. I jumped up off the couch. I had a plate of food on my lap, and I jumped up, and I was like, he ran into a lineman!
Yeah. What year was that?
Did you say it in that high-pitched voice,
Yeah, I did.
too?
Like, I hollered like a little girl. It was like 2010, 2011.
Zach Rosenberg's going for the Jets.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Keenum gets it out to Hireman. Hireman's going to pick up the first down and a little bit more. 14-yard gain there by the tight end. That was an easy pass for Keenum to make because Hireman was basically just standing next to him.
What a move.
Kale says the Grey Cup is here in Edmonton this year.
Kale, maybe we'll see you at the Grey Cup.
We won't because it's already snowing in Edmonton. It started snowing in mid-September in Edmonton. If you look at Edmonton on a map and you get close, like you look at it, it's north of Calgary, which is north of Montana, which is north of Wyoming.
Ooh, that one sails on Hireman that time. Second and 10.
What does that teach us?
It's cold up there, and it's out there on the high plains. Ugh.
That's where the wind is.
That's where the wind just destroys you.
Raider Nation says, my 3-year-old painted the wall. What does that mean? What's the wall?
Well, there's the wall
in your house?
in Game of Thrones.
There's the wall between here and Mexico.
Well, it's a Raider fan. So was the wall a Raider thing? Let us know what you're saying, Raider Nation, on YouTube.
14-0, Detroit over Green Bay.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers just got strip sacked.
Philip Lindsay gains 2 on 3rd down.
I'm not really sure why that makes me happy, but it does.
Edmonton is north of a town called Medicine Hat.
Medicine Hat?
Medicine Hat. Hey, who ordered shots?
Oh, no, it's
let's see.
TJ's coffee.
Can I get a little coffee? Can I get my little, it's my cream. I need my coffee.
Gosh. I have to do everything.
Let's see here. Keenum.
Practically a server here.
Keenum is in 10. They got 10 personnel out there right now. They got Devontae Booker back there to block, and he does not do it. And the Jets get a huge sack on 3rd down. It'll be 4th down.
Do you think
Broncos have to punt?
When Case Keenum is looking at the defense and he sees a blitz coming, I assume that he sees it coming.
Yeah.
And he decides not to check to a different play or a different package or a hot read or anything like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that he thinks, I'm Superman, I can do this?
No, I don't think he ever
Because there's
thinks
just no excuse. There's no excuse for that.
Right.
I don't think that ever crosses his mind.
It doesn't. It boggles the mind that he wouldn't change the protection. Everybody in the building saw the blitz coming.
Yeah.
He obviously did not.
And he hung on to the ball. Like, if you see the blitz coming and you're like, all right, 3-step drop and out, that's fine. But he hung on to the ball.
Kale says that Edmonton is way north of the Hat, actually.
Way north of the Hat.
Yeah. We are the furthest north major city in Canada.
Farthest.
Furthest?
Farthest.
Farthest.
Farthest refers to a physical distance.
What's furthest?
Gosh.
Not a physical distance.
What is
you
it?
two are
What is
always
it then?
having English class
like
in
any
here.
other sort of thing. Like if you and your wife start to drift apart, you feel like, I feel like I'm further away from you.
Oh, so it's
you're
like
not literally farther
like an
away.
abstraction.
Yeah.
That seems like a really unnecessary and arbitrary distinction. I don't know why.
And yet the two of you know them, and
he does. I
just
didn't know.
taught it.
Yeah.
But he corrects me on all kinds of other English grammar.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
I'm not doing it to be mean.
I understand. I still am a learner. It takes 7 years to learn a second language, and that even doesn't mean you'll be fluent in it. I've been working on it for 20
Raider Nation says the wall is the damn living room. All right.
Right.
I
Okay.
think we're getting some of Raider Nation's vented frustrations.
What
Let's
did
see,
she
Donald
paint, though?
says-
Did she paint something good? Like, did she paint a Bronco or a Raider or football?
Donald says game 1 of tank time for Denver. Game 1 of tank time.
No,
Wouldn't
that'll
this be
come next
game
week
4?
when you're down by 21 to the Rams at home.
Yeah, that's not going to be good. They're going to get destroyed by that team.
It's not going to be a fun game.
Well, they have better
Whoa.
everything than the Broncos.
Yeah, that's not going to be a fun game. Did you see this burger? It has mac and cheese on it.
Better everything. That's funny.
What is that? I want that.
That's funny.
Seriously, there's not a single thing that the Broncos are better at.
Holy crap.
Not even pass rush.
Not even pass rush.
Because Aaron Donald in their pass rush is going to be better than Von Miller and Chubb and Ray and all those guys.
It's at a different position, but they're still better.
Right. And Aaron Donald still does generate pressure.
He does, an enormous amount.
We never ordered our food.
In fact, I would say that they have 2 of the 5 best interior linemen in the league on their team.
Still think Sue is top 5?
I do, at creating pressure, yeah, I do.
He's a top 5 asshole.
I think he's limited because he can't play as many snaps as he used to. He's not going to be as effective as long, but when he's playing at his best, it's him and Aaron Donald, obviously, Geno Atkins still, Dontari Poe, who's kind of started to disappear a little bit in Atlanta, but he's still really, really good at creating pressure up the middle. There's just not a lot of guys who are that big and that athletic. And if you've got 2 of them, you can create havoc.
Listen to this burger that they have today. Patty, ham, bacon, cheddar, hash browns, tomatoes, avocados, take off the tomatoes for TJ, an egg over medium, and chipotle ranch.
Powell gets it outside for about a yard.
It's insane.
I don't like eggs on my burgers. I don't know why that's a thing.
Oh, it's delicious.
I don't need it.
The Cherry Cricket does peanut butter in an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I need those things.
Amazing.
Have you been to Cherry Cricket yet?
No.
It's really good.
It's amazeballs.
It's a really good burger place. My wife and I went there last year, and I got this blue cheeseburger. It's delicious.
I thought you were going to say, like, last week or something. You're like, last year.
Well, it was
a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's a minute.
Ooh, that pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. That is the second time. That time by Derek Wolfe. Sam Darnold's now had 2 passes batted down at the line of scrimmage.
Pittsburgh 13-7 over Atlanta. Carolina 7-3 over the Giants.
Did you see this? The Panthers.
Would you mind reading this Twitter comment I got from somebody just now?
Sure. It says, you know damn well if he was playing for the Hose, he would be singing a different tune. TJ, I can't say all these words.
Yeah.
You effing faggot. I don't like those words.
Oh, no.
Oh, that is a touchdown for the Jets.
Wow. Did he throw the ball up before he crossed?
It was a layup.
There's been a lot of basketball in this game of football. Bounce passes, layups.
The Broncos just got thumped in one-on-one coverage in 3rd and obvious against Sam Darnold.
Yep. And I believe that was
Robbie Anderson.
Pac-Man Jones on the coverage. Pac-Man, no. Was not Pac-Man Jones. 29. Gosh, who's 29? Drawing a blank right now. Pull up our lads. That was terrible. He just got blown past. That was terrible. Very, very bad there. Bradley Roby. Goodness, Bradley Roby.
Yeah.
Bradley Roby probably should just keep jogging past the sideline into the
just
tunnel.
Go straight into the tunnel and go home.
Don't get on the bus. You're going to have to cab
Who
it.
did we see do that in the Rockies game the other day? Ionetta?
It was. I think it was Ionetta.
Ionetta
snapped the bat off of his leg and then went straight into the tunnel and left. I think that's the way a lot of Rockies fans felt about that game, if we're being totally honest
That's okay.
here.
I thought they would win the series if they won the other day. If they won Friday, I thought they'd win the series.
Zach is very excited about Darnold getting that pass touchdown to Anderson, but, man, I don't know. If he doesn't hit that throw, you probably should bench him because that guy was wide freaking open. Yes, big turnaround here after the start of the game. The Broncos have had that actually the last couple of weeks where they started off really well. They did that against Baltimore where they couldn't have started the game off better. And then after that, it was just all downhill. I ended up losing by like 12.
Which is why I said I'm sure the Broncos will find a way to make this a long game.
I want to see the all 22 of that play because it was Roby just all by himself over there on 3rd and 9. There was no help over the top, and it's Robbie Anderson. Where was the safety?
I don't know.
We don't know. We'd have to see it.
I don't understand the scheme.
Do you think Broncos fans
I don't think they understand the scheme. That's part of the problem. The Broncos secondary players have been complaining about the scheme for 2 years now, and they keep Joe Woods around, and I don't know why. I thought Joe Woods was a bigger problem than Mike McCarthy was, and they fired Mike McCarthy, and they'll fire Bill Musgrave before they fire Joe Woods.
Right.
It's just, I don't understand that. I mean, he must be really loyal. He
must have some dirt.
He must have some kind of something.
Knows where the bodies are buried.
All right, let's go down the no egg on burgers. Chris says, TJ, why have you lost followers on Twitter?
Because TJ literally says terrible things. And they say terrible things back to you.
I don't say terrible things.
You do
they
say
terrible things.
Okay, they say terrible things, but you say confrontational things.
I say things.
And people don't like
I say things that people don't like to hear,
yes,
but are true. I say things that are true that people don't like. People don't. That's because that's. You want a little lesson here. This is why I don't think I'm a troll, but everybody else thinks I am. Because anytime I say something that's controversial, it's always true. Always. I don't make stuff up. And that's why people get mad. People get mad and they get frustrated. The easiest way to make somebody angry is to tell somebody the truth about something that they don't like. That is it's rule number one.
Why
just say true things that people don't like.
That will make you more frustrated. Like, you get in a fight with somebody and they get really, really hyped and they're really angry about something that you said. And it's like, to me, that proves that was true. What I said had truth to it because look how pissed off you are right now. I know one thing. Roby ain't no to leave.
Eric says, I'm looking at that over and over. Where the hell was the safety? As you were bringing up, Connor. It's a very good question. Where was he? Was he on the sideline?
Taking a Sunday stroll.
Oh, here we go. Oh, there he is. Single high safety. That's the problem. And he's
but there's
shading.
There's two guys over there. There's two guys over on that side of the field.
Right. But he shades the wrong way because the down man there, the linebacker, was supposed to be in coverage, and he was too slow to react. He was moving to the middle of the field to cover that for the tight end. And, that was just – they left Bradley Roby out there on an island because they trust Roby. And maybe they shouldn't.
I do appreciate CBS listening to us, though. We ask for the All-22. We get the All-22.
Keenum going downfield here. Almost intercepted. He was looking for Emmanuel Sanders.
Should have been intercepted.
That was a very easily interceptable pass. It looked like it hit him off the shoulder pad. Looks like the Dolphins. By the way, I took the Dolphins in that game.
Straight up?
I took the Dolphins to cover.
What was it, 6?
I think it's 1.5 points.
Oh, it
was
low?
Yeah, it was really low. But I took the Dolphins in that game. They have a 14-4 record versus Cincinnati since 1971. All right, Broncos try to run the ball. That doesn't work. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Did Dan Marino play the Bengals a lot?
Must have. Must have. Kale says, I'm the same way, TJ, and I agree. People hate the truth. It's true. Kale says, I agree 100%, TJ.
I think sometimes, though, TJ, you could do a better job of reading the room.
I think it's like your presentation of the truth.
Good story on that. I actually talked to the Tiger Club in downtown Kansas City once.
Why would they invite you?
Why?
Yeah.
They've invited me. They invited me like 4 or 5 times.
Why?
They always invite me. I'm so popular in Kansas City.
Because it's masochism.
Look, there's
I don't
Case
know.
Keenum again.
Keenum getting sacked, brought down. That ball was almost taken away from him. It'll be 4th down.
I like how he just lays like a dead person, though, for a while. Like, he
Such
didn't even...
ass.
He was totally dead.
Yeah.
Maybe I can melt into the turf.
He's like, maybe if I just go back to sleep, this'll all go away.
Just be a dream. Look at his legs are spread, his arms are out.
The ball. He actually did lose the ball. That's what I thought. I thought it was about to be taken away from him. That would have been bad.
Chiefs just they just stopped the Jaguars on 4th and 2 from inside the 5. Pat Mahomes get the ball back up 10-0.
So are you
at
a
the
Chiefs
4-yard
fan,
line?
Connor?
No. What?
So does he have 4 yards to go, or does he have 96 yards to go?
96 yards
Okay.
to go. Yes, the Jags, 4th and 2 from their own 4.
Hey, well, it's
in the second quarter.
It's the Jags.
Marone's a good coach.
Tell that to the people of Buffalo or Syracuse.
I think, some people learn from their mistakes.
Didn't Doug Marrone was the guy who quit his job as a head coach to go be an offensive coordinator somewhere, wasn't he? Marrone did that?
I couldn't say with certainty.
Kale says, and by the way, congrats on the Rockies. As a diehard Cubs fan, I can say that Colorado deserved to win that game. Best of luck to you guys.
We're going to lose, Kale. The Rockies are going to lose.
I don't
Not
think
today.
so.
They're not going to lose today. They might lose tomorrow,
I'm
or
not
they're going to
sure.
lose in Game
I'm not
5,
sure.
but
I
they
think-
will definitely lose.
I think they win their games at home, and I haven't been impressed with the Brewers, honestly.
The Brewers really haven't scored. Their offense hasn't been anything really impressive,
Like,
but
Mike
the Brewers'
Moustakas.
defense and the Brewers' pitching will outpitch the Rockies.
I'm not sure, though. I think as
Well,
soon as,
that's
as,
baseball.
as soon as you
No
get
one's ever sure.
as soon as you get Freeland and Anderson back in the rotation,
Anderson had one good game, but that is his only his second win in the last 2 months. So we're lucky
Hey.
that he pitched well that day.
pitcher wins are irrelevant.
They did well, but he did well, and they
He did
did
well.
well.
But
They just
didn't
needed
get a win.
more. They needed more offense, and once again, I always try to explain this. Postseason baseball is 100% situational. If you want to really blame people, it's like how did this pitcher do against this batter? How did this batter do in this
How did the
situation with
manager
runners
do
on?
in these situations as well? It's the manager as well. And everyone keeps saying, "Oh, the Rockies when they get home, they're going to be swinging the bats better." And to be honest, the ball travels farther here in Coors Field, but the bat swings are not different, and their swings are what have been terrible.
Yeah.
In this series. So
Well-
I don't see the Rockies coming out of it. If they do, obviously I'll be a very surprised and happy fan because I'm a fan of the Rockies, but as in
They just don't play small ball well.
they
'cause
don't. They do
know
all
how.
homers. They want to hit homers and they want to win games on home runs, and it's great for when they can do that, and it's just not the way playoff baseball works.
Ari says new low for Vance Joseph.
Oh, Ari. Love you, Ari. You the best. You the best.
Kel says I hate the Brewers, so they need to lose. David Price is the worst postseason pitcher of all time.
Oh, that's harsh.
There's a lot of bad ones. So, David Price. We were talking about that with how situational play in the postseason really defines you. Think about Bill Buckner. Bill Buckner is one of the best first basemen to ever play, and he is only known for letting the ball go through his legs in the 84 postseason, or was that 87? It was either 87 or 84.
It's before my time.
Buckner, but everybody knows Bill Buckner's name.
Yeah.
And they know it for what he did wrong in the postseason. Even though he had almost 3,000 hits in his career, he had almost 200 home runs.
That's because people are twats.
Yes,
So
with
much
strong
name.
T. Strong T. Price is 0-10 in the postseason. I did not know that.
Wow.
Wow. All right, well, the Jets have the ball. It's 3rd and 7. And things are looking dire here for the Broncos. I'm not going to lie. They have not performed well since that first touchdown. That was a good catch and throw there by the Broncos, Cortland Sutton and Case Keenum, but
I was trying to ask you earlier, do you think Broncos fans have finally come to terms with the fact that their season might not be better than 8-8, 7-9?
Darnold throws it downfield. Broken up there, Chris Harris Jr. It'll be 4th and 7. Jets will have to punt. Good 3 and out there for the Broncos. They needed that after giving up a huge play. ISO on Miller here. He just dominates the tight end. Gets a hand in there.
Also, you guys watching the feed never told me if it's high maintenance to send back a drink. Is it high maintenance or not?
Ari says not losing to the Jets. So,
No, because Zach said, what was the previous low? Not losing to the Jets is his response.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
His previous low would have been the 10-game losing streak that they had last season, which they had not had one of since 1970.
I
Yeah,
just
you
think
feel that. You
Broncos
feel
fans
that air.
really need to hit a reality check. This is your team. This is real.
What?
This is the reality of the Broncos, is that they're gonna lose. They're losing to the Jets, 14-7. This is, and I feel like every Broncos fan I talk to, they're like, "We got this. We're going to the postseason,
Well,
Super Bowl team," and it's like, okay, but no.
So Chris on the feed says John Elway can't pick quarterbacks and should be on the hot seat for it. He can't pick quarterbacks
John
or
Elway will-
coaches or draft any position.
He'll never be on the hot seat for anything, though.
No, he
He's
won't.
John freaking Elway. He'll never be on the hot seat for anything, and it's
Nope.
disappointing.
Nope.
That's crazy.
Well, he's been to 7 Super Bowls and he's won 3.
Yeah, as a player.
No, well,
Just
he went to
because
2
you're
as a
good-
player and
Well-
2. He went to 4. Sorry, he went to 4, 5 as a player. He won 2, and then he went to 2 more as the GM and won 1. That's that. I mean,
But
like
Peyton
your
Manning,
team, like he gets to suck now. Like that's the thought process is. Well, he did this,
I just
so
don't
now
get it.
he gets to coast.
I disagree. Disagree.
I disagree with that too, but that's just the way people think. Go ask anybody at this bar, what do you think of John Elway? And they're gonna be like, well, I know he's been struggling lately, but he was so good as a player, and I love John Elway. That's
Why?
how people are.
I just don't understand it. I just don't get it.
That's because you're not a Broncos fan,
Yeah. And I'm not irrational.
right?
Despite the fact that I'm a Rockies fan, I'm not irrational.
Yeah. All right, I formation here, Jano, and their 3-point stance for Jano.
That was the best compliment you've ever given me, TJ. I'm not irrational. And you said,
Philip
yeah.
Lindsay pops it outside, gets about 6. He just destroyed 27 on that play. That was a really impressive run there by Philip Lindsay.
You got to think, if you're Philip Lindsay, you are just living the dream right now. He's freaking living his dreams out right now. Every single carry just has to be so fun and exciting for him. Look at these people running out of the way.
Kale said Elway is God. And then Eric said Elway is racist. So
And I
those are
don't
the
think-
2 extremes of
I don't think you
the
can be
Elway
God
opinion.
and racist. Yes.
The
Ribs are over there.
Ribs are right here. Yep, thank
Sheesh.
you.
That's crazy.
Boy, that does look good.
Burger here, thank you.
God. You're going to have to do some of the
I'm
play-by-play
going to definitely eat some of those.
Yeah, these
fries.
are the gourmet cheese fries. Those
These are
are
amazing.
excellent.
Yeah, we're going to have to tweet these out, or at least Instagram them out, because I keep telling people you can come get incredible food here at Henry's Tavern, and they don't want to believe me, so I'm just going to show them.
It's true.
And the other day when I posted about those ribs we had at Oscar Blues, you wouldn't believe how many people responded saying, like, "You've made me so hungry. Where is that at? Can I come have some?" I'm like, yes, please come. Please join us.
What's that? Oh, Pat Mahomes threw a pick.
First of the season.
Yeah, well, sometimes picks beget picks. He came dangerously close twice against the Broncos last week. I was kind of surprised they didn't haul in at least one of those.
Well, I'm not seeing the defense and the way they're playing now.
Oh my God, that's incredible. That's great.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to eat this on camera. There is so much on here.
Jamarius Thomas reels one in on the sideline. That'll be a first down for the Broncos.
About 6 minutes left in the half. 14-7 is still the score. 3-0 for Baltimore Cleveland. 7-0 for Miami Cincinnati.
One of the disadvantages of having a beard is that you always get food in it.
Keenum with the pass.
Wide
Oh!
open to Demarius Thomas.
What a catch! That might have been. Is that Keenum's?
There was a little push. Thomas pushes off there. You think he had a lot of space.
Is that Keenum's farthest pass?
No, not this season. But yeah, that was
One of the-
downfield.
One of the very few.
Is that one? Does that count as 20 yards downfield there? Connor? Does that count?
20 yards downfield.
20 yards downfield for Keenum there?
That
counts. All right, so we're up to 1. The over-under on passes 20 yards or more downfield is
1.
2.5 for the game.
Oops,
He has 1 so far.
You know,
Keenum drops back after play action. He gets it over to 17. Deshaun Hamilton catches that one.
Look at me. I just took off the tomatoes.
Oh, the tomatoes. Yeah, you're not liking the tomatoes. That's a good-looking burger.
Yeah.
It's got some ham on there.
Ham, bacon, an egg, and hash browns. It's called the Perfect Hangover Burger. I'm going to have to cut it in half to do any damage to it.
Are you hungover?
No, I'm not. But I could be tomorrow. Oh, I can't actually get to the bottom. I really
Incomplete on 1st and goal. This is the best the Broncos offense has looked today.
I can't get through to the bottom of the burger.
Chris says, I like tips.
TJ likes tips?
Yep.
Just the tip.
Kale says, I don't see the harm in giving Kelly a shot, to be honest.
Well, I don't think it's Keenum that's playing bad.
Eric Tash says, Jets! Exclamation point.
All right, Eric.
Eric saying, yep, Patrick Mahomes is having a very real game, getting banged up, bad weather, making mistakes. Yeah, well, that's football. He's finally actually playing in a football game.
I almost caught that for you, man.
Well,
here's my fork.
Thanks.
I haven't used it.
You don't need it? Do
No.
you need it?
No.
What's down there? That was my bad. That was my fault. I messed up.
You're not going to hear that often on this show, so just soak that one up.
All right, they're repeating 2nd down. Cortland Sutton gets called. The illegal shift there. Sutton seemed confused on what his assignment was. Let's see, strip sack, KC has the ball back. Mahomes INT don't matter after that fumble. That's how that goes. All right, 2nd and goal. Keenum looking to his right, throws it nowhere. Well, I think that he was expecting Phillip Lindsay to be in that area, but Lindsay went to the inside. That looks like a running back option read there on the route, and the quarterback and the running back have to read that flat read correct the same way, and obviously coming out of the break there, they read it totally differently.
I was distracted trying to take a bite of my food that I can't actually get a full bite of.
You can't put all that in your mouth?
I can't, and I tried to cut it in half, and I can't get to the bottom.
That's huge.
It's huge. It's huge.
Oh! Sutton was way up there, but that pass was still too high, and it'll be 4th down. Broncos are going to have to settle for a field goal. Man, look at that, man. That kind of athleticism. Well, he also wasn't going to bring that in. Actually, I think he came close, but
oh my gosh, he's so high. What do you think his length of his arm is?
Pretty long.
How high can he reach up? All right, McManus with the field goal.
Eric says, Jena, just start smashing. We don't mind. Go to town.
I mind.
Go to town on that burger.
Can't get it in there.
Let's see. Here we go again. Says go Jets. Well, Jets are going right now.
What's going to happen is I'm going to let Connor come on camera when he's done eating, and I'm going to go eat over there and try to eat it.
Okay.
Eat this burger.
All right. It is 14-10 now. Jets lead the Broncos.
Wow. Fan with the biggest afro I've ever seen. They're at.
That is bigger than. We need to see if Robo Bronco feel a little inadequate looking at that afro. He's got to step his game up.
He's got more skills than just a afro. Robotron. I really don't know how to eat this.
All right, well, just talk,
We'll
and
just
then
wait.
I can eat.
Yeah, you go for it. All right, kicking off here. Wow, stopped. Ooh. Flag on the play. Roberts with the carry. Didn't get very far, though. The Jets are doing much better offensively than they did last week. Illegal formation is the flag on the Broncos. Ah, illegal block in the back as well for the receiving team. So those penalties offset. How are those ribs?
They're delicious.
I don't understand, what is a rib tip compared to the regular rib?
Just a
Different cut of the meat?
well, there are some smaller, softer bones on the ends of the rack, and so they just chop off the edges where it's not real bone. It's like cartilage. Those are the tips.
Gotcha. All right, so we're kicking off again. It's way out there.
All right, I'm going to step off the broadcast here, guys. You guys continue on.
You're going to let go eat?
I'm going to mute myself so that I can go out to the restaurant.
We'll get Connor on here. Tell Connor to put on his headset.
Yeah, Connor will pick up his headset here in a second.
Sam Darnold has got 3 completions, 98 yards, 1 touchdown. For you guys giving him a lot of crap, but, I mean, he doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. Connor, put your headset on so we can talk. Let's see. Green Bay has missed 3 field goals, still trailed Detroit 17-0. Wow, that is not a good start for Green Bay. Are you muted?
Maybe. No.
No, you're good.
I'm good.
They said Green Bay is trailing Detroit 17-0 and has missed 3 field goals. That's crazy.
That's too many field goals missed.
Patrick wants to know if we can turn the camera towards the TV. We can't do that. I mean, although I saw in other groups, like, people straight up streaming the game. And they had, like, 300 people watching.
Sounds illegal.
It is illegal, but how come they don't get shut down?
They don't get reported.
Right, so would we get reported?
Probably, at some point.
Should we try it? I'm a total rule follower. Were you a rule follower growing up?
No, absolutely not.
See, I'm a rule follower, and people say, like, now that I'm, like, or, like, as I got older, you know, oh, you're so lame, you always follow the rules. But I don't really know why. I just don't want to deal with the problems, I guess, and consequences of not following the rules.
It's fun to break rules, though.
Wow. The Jets were 3rd and 1, but I think they got it. Oh, man, he tries to stop him, but he cannot stop it.
Pecco's got to do a better job. Got to wrap up. Got to finish that. That's just bad.
Who's carrying the ball for the Jets?
I don't know.
Number 20?
Powell, Kroll.
We're clearly not Jets fans. Wow, nice carry by the Jets. 29, Powell. Crosses the 45. The minute and 55 left for the Jets.
Man, the Lions are really up 17-0.
I have my mom and her whole family was born and raised in Detroit, so I have no hate for the Lions.
That's unfortunate.
You have no hate for who?
The Lions, Detroit. I actually sleep in a Detroit Lions like old school giant t-shirt jersey.
The Lions
Big
are so
one?
hard to hate because they're not any good. It's like the Browns. How do you hate the Browns? What reason have the Browns ever given you to hate them? Like
Yeah.
they, you know.
Right. So did you see Charlie Blackmon's quote about the Rockies? And he's like, "We've endured so much hatred all year." And I'm like, who hates the Rockies?
No one.
No one.
No
You
one.
guys have never kept a team like
Well,
consecutively out of playoffs or
one thing
kept them
that
down. What fan base hates you?
one thing that's bothered me about the Browns recently was, some people have really bought in that this is the Browns' year to be decent.
They're like 1-1-2.
Well, remember it was our very own Benjamin Albright who said the Browns should be 4-0.
Yes.
You would never do that for any other team.
No.
But you're out here standing for the Browns.
That's right.
That's what annoys me is when you have people who abandon their principles to say something nice about the Browns or to say the Browns are better than you think. They are what their record is.
They are what they are.
He's been on that.
Or nothing more.
He's been on that Browns bandwagon for a while, though.
Yeah, you thought they'd win 8 wins last year.
Yep.
They did not.
See, Eric says, let's scroll down here. Green Bay has missed 3 field goals, still trail Detroit 17-0.
Yeah, it's tough.
Floyd Loman, what's up from Wellington, Florida? Go Broncos. What's up, Floyd? Thanks for watching the feed. And for all those asking, like, we can't show you the game.
But there are other feeds showing the game. When I shared our video, there were other videos, people showing the game.
Right.
And they don't understand, our viewers don't understand why.
Well,
Why
this
can't they show the
is
game?
professional, and you gotta. There's just we don't want to be taken down, so we're gonna continue to provide the best coverage we possibly can, which is us talking about this. This is really more. It's not necessarily about watching the game. We think that you are watching the game along with us. You just don't like listening to Ian Eagle and Dan Fouts bloviate about nonsense all game. So you can listen to us bloviate about nonsense instead.
So maybe we talk about better nonsense?
Sure. What other nonsense do we want to talk? Aaron's saying Denver will come back. That's his prediction. It's 14-10 right now. A little bit of sun coming out in New Jersey, which is not common for New Jersey. Every time I've ever been to New York, it has been overcast and gloomy. Every time.
We were there in the spring. We were there in May, and it rained the whole time. It was nice. It was a good aesthetic, but
yeah,
sunshine's nice too.
We get enough sunshine here in Colorado.
Oh, there's a ton of sunshine. The thing that
Not today.
that's always that surprises me about here in Colorado is that in the summer it's pretty muggy, so you can't see the mountains.
I don't think
it's
it's
atrocious.
muggy.
I hate it.
Yeah.
It was clear last week, though.
Oh,
for a couple days,
crystal
it was
clear last week.
spectacular.
I would not describe Colorado as muggy.
Well,
It's smoggy.
Smoggy, yeah, not muggy. Smoggy is a better word. Smoggy is a better word, especially in the summer. But fall comes around and it is crisp. I mean, the air in the fall is excellent.
When I was a kid, I was way into summer. Like, it was my favorite holiday, my favorite time of year, And I would always say, like, it's the best. And you could never convince me differently. And then as I've gotten older, I'm like, God, it's so hot. It's so hot. Maybe fall is my favorite.
Well,
it's still warm, but it's not too warm.
Well, when you were a kid, the summer wasn't as hot as it is now. So,
yeah, according to some people.
Yeah.
Some people believe that. Some people do not.
Some people, meaning scientists. Yes, science. The Goat 24 says Jets. Aaron says Jets will get a good start and they will slow down in the third quarter. I think Denver will change it up in the second quarter. By the way, well, we're about minute 29 left in the second quarter, and the Jets still lead 14-10.
Hey, did any of you guys see the fight last night? You guys watching?
I
Connor,
thought-
did
I
you
thought
watch
it was
watch Connor fight?
some pretty good shenanigans afterwards, right?
Wild shenanigans.
Seems like a hoax.
You think it was set up?
Yeah, obviously it was set up.
I mean,
It was set up for the rematch.
You're one of those people
yeah.
Especially in
who
those
believes that.
anything with boxing and UFC, MMA, all that shit is
Just set up.
yeah.
It's all set up.
Why else would somebody really like after a fight like that go after
Jump.
other people? Like, that's just
Another
stupid.
one?
I caught it. I don't know. But
That was crazy. What I thought was craziest was once he got back into the octagon and then someone else outside of the octagon climbed over into the octagon and just hit him right in the face. I was
So-
just like, what is happening right now? It's just chaotic in here.
well, I mean, Conor McGregor did accuse the Khabib's manager of being a terrorist. So
I liked how he was like, I'm not going to go into, or I have details that I could go into.
Conor
And I
McGregor-
will.
Conor
And
McGregor
I will.
is
Yes.
such a bad person.
I could go into detail, and I will.
And here they are.
Yeah,
The Chiefs have just
and they were very
scored.
specific
They
details.
were. They were. I'm convinced he's a terrorist as well.
The
It seems
Chiefs,
like-
the Chiefs have just scored another touchdown. It was Blake Bortles' touchdown pass.
Oh, they got a pick six?
Just happened to be to Chris Jones, who plays for the Chiefs.
That's right. Chris Jones, man, he is one of my favorite people in that locker room. He is a fun dude to talk to. He's just genuine and sincere, and he's a happy person.
Connor, do you want to come be on TV so I can try to shove this larger-than-life burger in my mouth?
Nope.
I think
I
most
got
people would
comfortable
prefer
right over
you
here.
to do that on camera.
I want to get
You'd have to
comfortable.
charge more for that.
So it's like a
Oh, what a catch!
Oh
touchdown.
my God.
That is the second touchdown of the day.
I'm shocked.
Robbie Anderson
I'm shocked.
is so underrated, undervalued.
Through the
And
first-
he's gone. He's gone. He went away. He ran through the locker room. He ran through the tunnel. Sam Darnold put that ball on a dime. That was a good pass.
Robbie Anderson had 100 yards through 4 games, and I think he has 140 in this game now.
Wow. Yo,
Yeah, so
what a ball.
this is officially a Carl's Jr. commercial now.
I can't get it in my mouth.
It's also Carl's Jr. commercial.
Could we get, yep.
Can't get it in my mouth.
Could
What
we,
else can't you get in your mouth?
Can we play
Jenna?
some rock music and like,
We need a little slow mo.
can we get a shot of you on a muscle car with like barbecue sauce dripping on the hood?
Lick your lips. Get the sauce off your lips.
I'm not sexy. I just want to eat.
Robbie Anderson. He doesn't locate the ball until it is half. It's like seriously, he has to look up and locate the ball in the air pre-release or post-release, and Pac-Man Jones just can't do anything about that. Or was that Roby again?
That was Roby.
Roby has been burned now twice by Robbie Anderson. You guys still think that Bradley Roby can replace Aqib Talib? Are we all in agreement? We all in agreement here? Aqib Talib better than Bradley Roby? Yes. All right. Can I get an amen on the feed? Yeah, that is egg. That is what that is. UFC has gone full WWE. That's what Chris is saying. Kale said he believes it was set up.
Not so. I don't think it's that far off. I don't think it's full WWE because WWE everything is staged. I don't think it's that far, but those antics and shenanigans is all to generate. And remember when McGregor threw shit at Khabib's bus and his people and all that. That was all just antics.
Let's see. Kale says amen. Floyd says amen. Kale says, what are you guys talking about?
You said, "Can I get an amen?" Roby.
Because Roby. Yeah. Sorry.
You asked the question, dumbass.
You're right. I'm moving on in my head to other topics. Sorry, guys. I am all over the place.
You would be a horrible pastor, a horrible priest. Can I get an amen? And then people would amen, and you're like, stop interrupting me.
Come on, we've moved on.
You're being rude.
Floyd Lohman says we need a coaching change. Is it Lumen or Lohman? I hope I'm saying it correctly, Floyd. Either way, Floyd says, what's wrong with the Broncos? We need a coaching change. Yeah. They needed a coaching change before they hired Vance Joseph.
I think we said that when they hired Vance Joseph.
Yeah.
It was like, time to fire him.
They may need to get a different guy in there. I made this prediction. Woody Page made a similar prediction as well. He believes that they will fire Vance Joseph by the end of this month. By the Niners game, he's going to be gone.
Well, you think if they get smoked by the Rams next week, and if they get smoked at Arrowhead, those are all October games.
Yep.
And then there's, the Cardinals in there in between?
Yep.
Who do you think they'll replace him with?
Gary Kubiak. Kubiak will be the interim coach after they get rid of Vance Joseph.
And then they'll try to pry.
Oh, Keenum gets the ball on the ground.
Ball out. Dude, Case Keenum, his mental clock.
He holds on to the ball forever. He's just sitting there in the pocket, just hopping around like he's a white Donovan McNabb and just gets rocked. The only difference is that McNabb will let the ball fly. It may not wind up where it's supposed to go, but he'll let it fly.
So I know we talked about whether or not they should put in Swag Kelly. From a football standpoint, no. Swag Kelly's not any good. But from a human interest standpoint, I think it's time to put in Swag Kelly.
Yeah. I don't know that Chad Kelly's going to be better than Case Keenum, but I just know Case Keenum's not good enough. Not for this team. He may have been good enough for Minnesota because of the system.
That's
and
what I
because
tried
of
to
all the stuff.
explain to people, is he's good enough in Minnesota. A, he had better wide receivers in Minnesota than he has here.
Mm-hmm.
He had a better defense. He had a better offensive coach in
He had
Minnesota.
a way better head coach in Zimmerman.
Way better head coach. Everything went right for Keenum last year. That was the perfect system for him to be in. And there's a reason the Vikings let him walk.
Right.
There's a reason.
Yep.
They had him in the building every day, took him to the NFC Championship game, and the time comes, do you want to re-up Case Keenum? Do you want to sign him to a long-term deal? And the Vikings were like, nah. That says something.
I was talking to the Scalar brothers on Friday. They had a perfect analogy for Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. They're like, Kirk Cousins is like a good but not special, not culturally significant network sitcom. They said he's basically the young Sheldon of NFL quarterbacks.
Autistic?
No, the show. He's...
I don't know what analogy you're trying to make.
No, he's saying, look, sometimes quarterbacks can work in a system, but that doesn't mean they're special.
Right.
And, CBS can put together a show that formulaically makes perfect sense, but it's not going to change anybody's minds. It's not going to be dynamic and be a cultural phenomenon like Young Sheldon. It's like Young Sheldon, solid show.
Right.
Sure, it's like the formula fits. CBS, it gets good ratings, but it's not. It is what it is. It's a good system.
I'm seeing what you're putting down.
Yeah, that's Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. Well, just kind of Kirk Cousins in general.
What is he
they're going to
doing?
try to field this, and he's going to get away.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean,
almost. He broke.
That's like when you shoot a duck and your dog is chasing after it, and the duck is wounded, but it can't fly anymore, but it's hopping away, and the dog catches up to it. That's what that was like.
Well,
that was a fox chase.
The dog caught up to it.
Eventually.
Flag on the play. Let's see who this flag is on.
So what sitcom is Case Keenum?
Case Keenum is a sitcom that is about to get canceled.
He's Two Broke Girls.
He may get picked up in syndication later.
He's going to end up on TBS, but
no. It's a Supergirl. That's what he is. He's
Melissa Benoist is hot.
Yeah, but that show
leave her out of this.
Didn't that show get 9 episodes?
Leave her out of this.
They got 9 episodes on ABC, and then they got canceled, and it got picked up by the CW.
Hey,
that was
the check's clear all the same. Money spends the same.
Let's see. Patrick says, I just want food now. Well,
That's
luckily
good.
my fridge is full of ice cold Budweiser. Patrick Kale is doing it right. Kale is doing it right. 24-0 Detroit. Chris keeping a surprise there. Aaron Rodgers not having a good day.
So in my bets that I placed earlier today, over under Chiefs Jags not looking good. Broncos -1 not looking good. Falcons +3.5 looks nice. Browns +3.5 looks nice. Panthers -6.5 looks good. So I'm shooting about 50-50 right now.
Doing all right.
Why
That's not
didn't you
bad.
tell us any of the ones that look bad?
I did. I said Broncos -1 looks bad,
That's the only one you did bad?
and then Chiefs Jags over looks bad.
It is what, 20-0 now?
Yeah. They're at the half.
Let's see, what other scores do we have here? 13-10, Pittsburgh leads Atlanta at the start of the third quarter. Halftime in a lot of these games, Carolina leads New York 20-13. 20-0, as you just mentioned there, for Chiefs and Jags. Lions lead Green Bay 24-0. Cleveland is up on Baltimore at the half, 6-3.
That'll be a good game.
Buffalo leads Tennessee 7-6 with the third quarter starting there. And then at halftime, Miami leads Cincinnati 14-0. So that is good on.
I couldn't do it. I ate like I have a grain allergy.
Notre Dame has moved into the top 10.
Woo! I like Notre Dame. I got to go to basketball camp at Notre Dame. Good times.
Were they? Were they good times?
They were good times. It was better than CSU basketball camp, I'll tell you that.
Actually, Notre Dame is now ranked 5th. Ew.
Why do you not like Notre Dame?
Because it's Notre Dame.
So many reasons.
Yeah, I mean, we start with their coach murdering a child.
Yep, killed a kid for football.
For
And
film of football.
for film of football.
Not even for
that's
football.
Right, that's right. He wasn't even a player.
So, Rudy is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It was also fake. Like, none of that stuff actually happened. It wasn't a real...
Oh, you're telling me that the Notre Dame varsity didn't all throw down their jerseys for the practice squad scrub?
They did not march into Era Parsons.
You're telling me that didn't happen?
That's right. That did not happen.
So, movies aren't real.
It's just a stupid movie like Hoosiers.
Right. In fact,
You're
if you
gonna
go
make-
back and you listen to any of the players on that team, they basically did it as a joke. Like, it was... they carried him off the field because it... like they
In a super condescending
in
way.
it was the most condescending way to feel good for somebody ever.
There are like 2 good sports movies. One is Major League, the other is Remember the Titans.
I will agree with both of those, but they're not the only two. What about Angels in the Outfield?
No.
Mikhail says not the White Diamond Nap. I called... he was hopping around. Gosh, I keep doing that.
There are no more forks.
You're a toddler.
But
There are no more
there's
forks.
not enough space on this table.
You're a toddler
I've-
in a high chair.
I have so much meat in my teeth now from that
Can
insane
you just
burger.
put,
yes, I'm
can't-
gonna
can I
help
just
you.
put this
Hold
over
on.
there?
Yeah, I'm gonna help
I'm
you.
making
Just
a
give me a
mess.
second. Let me move this.
This is why I need Jenna. Jenna helps me with all of my...
Toddlerishness.
Yep.
You don't want any more of this right now? What if
Yeah,
you just
no,
did
no,
this right
that's
here?
okay. It's all right. Yeah, just put it over there. I got to talk, so...
Okay. Well, you don't have to. You could take a break.
Let's see here.
Ugh.
What was I looking up? Oh, I was going to look up my picks. So we have a Phantom Football Forum. You can sign up phantomfootballforum.com, F-A-N-T-O-M, footballforum.com. Just $1 to sign up. Adam Mancuda is one of our experts here at Phantom. He gives you picks against the spread. He does really, really well against the spread. I'm doing pretty well, not as well as Adam. Ari and Josh and I all make picks as well every single week in college and in the NFL. And so you can get our picks. Last week I was 6-2 against the spread in the NFL. It was a good week for me.
The NFL is really hard to bet.
It is very difficult.
I think people who have good weeks, like maybe you go 6-2 one week, the next week you're going to be shit.
Yeah,
or you'll be shitty and then you'll be good. It's too hard. It's too hard to bet the NFL.
I think they say the wise guys in Vegas usually bet about if you can get about 56% accuracy, they think you can make a living in Vegas.
If you're at 55, you're a savant.
Right.
You're a fucking genius. And that's just over half. It's very hard to bet the NFL.
All right, so I took Jacksonville in KC -3. I took Denver in Denver -1.
Jacksonville had to be +3.
Yeah, Jacksonville +3. I took Denver -1. I took Houston -3. Let's see. In the Washington-New Orleans game, I took Washington +6.5. That's one of the games later today. I took Minnesota +3. Let's see. What's going on in that game? Everybody picked Minnesota. Cincinnati -6.5 against Miami. I took the Dolphins in that one. That one's looking good. I also took Atlanta +3 versus Pittsburgh, and I think Pittsburgh is ahead in that game.
There's Pat Mahomes' halftime stats.
Yeah, 13-10. Pat Mahomes, 176 yards and a pick in the first half. So the Chiefs are leading, even though Patrick Mahomes, he does have a rushing touchdown on the day. So one rushing touchdown.
I think the score is a little deceiving. The Chiefs haven't been 20 points better than the Jags today.
No.
It's just the Jags have made some errors that have been capitalized upon by the Chiefs and just shooting themselves in the foot.
Right. Also, I saw a report earlier that Jalen Ramsey left the game with an injury.
He was in there when I was watching in the second quarter.
Okay, so he may have come back then, but obviously Jalen Ramsey's absence is going to create some issues for that secondary. I think in general the defense in the league so far has been bad. This is the worst league or worst season of defense I've seen from the NFL since I've been alive.
You took your ribs away.
I see that. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Can you think of a time, Connor, when the defense has been worse than it has been this year? That's why it makes me question all of these huge offensive games that these quarterbacks are having.
We talked about that last week. We talked about Jared Goff. We talked about how you look at his 158.3, his perfect quarterback rating, all that stuff, and it's like, what, the 14th or 15th perfect game in NFL history?
Right.
It's like it's not going to be that impressive at the end of the year. Because as the year goes on and as we see other quarterbacks do it, like Andy Dalton is going to have a 450-yard, 5-touchdown game.
Yeah.
And we're going to be like, fucking Andy Dalton?
Yeah.
It's going to be like, oh, maybe they're not that good. Maybe just defenses are bad and certain things are going a certain way where teams are able to put up these kind of yards and these kinds of points.
Right.
I don't think it has to do with rule changes, though. Also, I think we would have seen it in the last few years, but it just seems like it's especially prominent this year.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, part of it, I think, is that you've seen these really great defensive units get ripped apart by free agency over the last 2 seasons. You've seen that happen to the Broncos defense. You saw that happen to Seattle's defense. It will inevitably happen to Jacksonville's defense. Minnesota has not been nearly as good.
Well, that's also the way
as
the
they
NFL.
were a season ago.
It's also the way the NFL wants it, right? Because the NFL doesn't want you to build a super team. They don't want dynasties. They don't want anybody to be too good for too long. It's designed to do this.
Yeah.
So what's up with the Patriots then?
It's a testament to how great the Patriots are.
Patriots are, they've got. Well, first of all,
The thing
Bill
about
Belichick.
the
Bill
Patri-
Belichick knows defense, which is why having Tom Brady on the other side of the ball
Right.
is so useful for him.
And the Patriots can also, Bill Belichick can put together a defense with spare parts from a 2004 Jetta.
Yeah.
Hey, a Jetta's a nice car.
A 2004 Jetta is maybe
pretty
not
old.
so nice. It was nice at the time, but now it's kind of a little rust bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He turns it back into a 2016 Jetta. That's what Bill Belichick does. Then he has Tom Brady on the other side. And then they also have one of the best owners in football, in Robert Kraft. No expense is spared. They spend all the money on everything. They have all the resources. They're an anomaly, though. Like, nobody else can do that. As you watch, the Seahawks, they had a chance to create a dynasty, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I don't buy that. I read an ESPN thing talking about the Seahawks, and they were like, the day the dynasty died. And I'm like, what dynasty? They won one Super Bowl. They had a chance to make a dynasty.
What
and
do
it
you
fell
think?
apart.
It's just the Legion of Boom, though. Like, if you get a nickname, people are kind of
Dynasty.
yes. But yeah, dynasties.
Why do you think it's so much harder for the NFL to create dynasties than it is for NBA,
Salary cap.
MLB?
They
Sorry,
keep
that's it.
their workforce unhappy as well. They keep them not paid as much as they want to be paid. See, you never hear baseball players complain about how much they get paid. You never hear NBA players complain about how much they get paid.
That's because they get guaranteed contracts.
Right, and the NFL, they don't get guaranteed contracts. And they also limit significantly a team's ability to pay players.
Well,
Here's the thing. The NFL is smaller franchises like Jacksonville and teams that don't have enormous bankrolls, Green Bay, Oakland, to be honest with you, the Broncos. Broncos are very cash poor as a franchise. They've got a lot of value. They've got a great fan base. They make a lot of money, but in terms of just spending money on hand that they're willing to put into the franchise, it's very low. It's not as bad as the Raiders, but they're just not a cash-rich franchise. If there were no salary cap in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins would have $500 million payrolls every year. They'd spend $500 million on players because Jerry Jones wants to win, and Dan Snyder is an egomaniac. So they're going to spend an enormous amount of money on their. Bob Kraft would spend $400 million a season on players.
Arthur Blank would go
Arthur
crazy.
Blank would spend a lot of money.
Well, I think it would be kind of fun for a couple years, but then you'd see the NFL turn into the Premier League, where the Premier League has the top six, and they have their top six super clubs. You got Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and then Tottenham. And those are the top six, and those are the richest clubs. And then at the top of that, Man City and Man U and Chelsea are even richer than the other three. And it's like Real Madrid, their payroll, their wages over the year is like $200-some million because there's no salary cap in La Liga. And you can just go do that. And then, the teams they're playing, maybe their salary is $40 million. And you'd have that in the NFL if there was no salary cap.
Yeah.
And it would be fun to watch because you'd get a top six and you'd get these premier elite teams.
Well,
But then you'd have teams like the Jags, the Chiefs, the Broncos that wouldn't be able to keep up.
well, and my question is, shouldn't other MLB, everyone knows the NFL is the most popular sport by far. So shouldn't we change the way the setup is for the MLB or for the NBA so that more people so that the head-to-head matchups are more competitive and more people want to watch? Or do you think that won't even change
I
or
think
help
that's
the MLB?
part of why the NFL is so exciting is because it is fairer to the smaller markets. And the problem with the NBA isn't necessarily the small markets. The problem with the NBA is there's not enough stars to go around.
Yep.
And one star can make a difference. When only 5 guys are on the floor at a time and you have one superstar, that's enough to win almost every game. As you watch LeBron, as you watch the Warriors before KD got there, they were still dominant. Look at James Harden in Houston. If you have one superstar, you can do a lot. But the problem is there's not enough superstars for every team. And that's what hurts the NBA. Like, look at the Nuggets. We don't have a superstar. And don't tell me Jokic is a superstar because he's not.
Oh, God, I hate it when people say Jokic is a superstar or that he should be considered or be getting a certain amount of respect because he hasn't really done anything that impressive to be given any sort of respect in comparison to players like KD and Curry and LeBron and all those other guys. But even so, like, you see James Harden being a superstar, and he does amazing things for Houston for a while, but he doesn't get you a championship, not by himself.
Opening kickoff for the second half. Jets only get it out to like the 10.
Hey, they're doing their best.
Who's
I
this
don't
guy?
know
Who's
that
this
it even
Who's this
matters.
haircut? Evan Washburn? Kind of looks like Connor.
I thought that too when they showed him. I would love to have Evan Washburn's job. Dude just goes to a different city every Sunday.
It's a nice job.
And does sideline. He does like less than 90 seconds of camera work for the whole game.
Not
I mean,
a bad
your
gig.
haircut looks the same, but he definitely has a different spray tan.
He's got some sprayed on skin. That's true.
Wow, the Jets with a mega run. Wow. Cuts inside. Missing the block.
Mega run indeed.
Oh, flag on the play. Is that going to be a face mask? He grabbed him.
sure.
He grabbed him by the face mask on the way down. I love it when my watch tells me it's time to stand up. You've been sitting too long. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. I know. Been sitting here all day.
Yep.
Not getting any exercise in.
Calling the game.
Not getting any exercise in right now. I'm going to have to go after this, or after this I'm going to run around Walmart trying to find groceries and set myself up for success for the week. Let's see. Oh, wow, look at he pulls him by his dreads. Did you see that?
Yep.
Ouch.
I would do that every time. I would always pull guys by their dreads.
Ouch. Oh, that was a smell.
Mm-hmm.
That
Smell
was a
of
Denver
Colorado.
smell.
That's what Colorado smells like.
Not all of Colorado. That's what
Most of Colorado
Denver
smells
and
like.
the mountains smell like. Not what, like, you could go Colorado Springs, you could go Trinidad. Trinidad might smell that way.
All right, guys, we apologize. We're having some streaming issues right now.
Oh.
I think everybody's Wi-Fi just went down.
Yeah, everybody's Wi-Fi is really hurting right now. They have all of downtown Denver roped off for the playoff game that's happening here in just a little while.
That's not why it's roped off.
What
it
else?
was the Hot Cocoa half marathon
There was
this
a
morning.
5K thing.
Yeah, well, that's also hurting our Wi-Fi. So there was a half marathon, there was a playoff game. I'm sure there was a couple of political protests somewhere. Downtown Denver is a shit show, man. I know that I like Denver a lot. I love downtown Denver in particular. It's a beautiful place, but there's just too much shit going on down here. Too much. It's too much stuff. Let's see here. I don't buy jerseys anymore because players aren't loyal or faithful to a team. They are paper chasing money.
Whoa. Why should they be loyal to a team?
Why? Yeah, why should they?
Go get
Isaiah
that
Crowell
paper.
has 165 yards rushing.
They just got an interception on the tip.
Interception.
Tip drill.
Derek Wolfe off the tip gets the interception, and the Broncos will take over. Great field position. This has now happened twice for the Broncos, where they're needing to take advantage of a short
Tiny,
field.
Itty bitty silver lining for the Broncos in this game so far. Connor, trade me.
Richard Sherman on our YouTube is saying Denver is trash. Denver is overrated trash.
Richard Sherman.
Sounds like something Richard Sherman would say.
That does sound like something that he would say.
Connor, the people want to see your face.
Yeah, Connor, do you want to switch spots with me for a moment?
No.
I'm
call
gonna go.
switching spots.
I'm gonna go work on this problem. So
Connor told me straight up, no, he's not switching spots with me. And now you're going to tell him to switch spots with you, and he's just going to do it. And
Well, I need to go problem solve our streaming issues, so I'm going to go
Are
do
we
that.
even on? Does it matter?
Yeah, we're on. We are on.
Then what streaming issues are we having?
What streaming issues are we having?
Yeah.
It's not. Look at the stream.
It's not loading.
Yeah.
It's lagging.
Broadcast is lagging on Facebook and YouTube. We
Sorry
are
about
aware.
that, Chris. We're working on it. Go for it, TJ.
Well, if 2 million people weren't in a quarter of a mile square radius of this spot, then we wouldn't have as many streaming issues.
It's because TJ has a T-Mobile hotspot.
Verizon.
It's Verizon.
I have a Verizon hotspot, and Verizon will tell you that they're the best network in America, but what I have come to realize is that they're pretty good when no one else is around, and then they are dog shit like everybody else when there are a bunch of people around. So
Well, there are a bunch of people everywhere all the time, so that just means every network
no, like
is
phone
dog
companies in general, phone and internet companies, I hate all of them. All of them. They throttle my data all the time. They throttle your data all the time, which is why we had net neutrality laws, which were repealed, so that they could do that. So, just
24-0
really excited.
Lions.
Really happy.
24-0 Lions.
That's right.
Aaron Rodgers is washed.
I've never been an Aaron Rodgers fan. I'm loyal to Brett Favre. So are you going to go fix this problem or what?
I'm looking. I'm currently analyzing
The
a
situation.
realistic way to run 150 feet of
Wire.
Ethernet cable.
Yeah. Do you want to ask him how to do it?
No, he's not going to know.
Okay. Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Richard
just
says,
said that
Connor,
right
I'm better
in
at
front
life than you. Huh?
You just said that right in front of him.
Would you like to ask him if he knows how to solve
I
our
bet
internet
you he
problem?
would know where the server is located.
Why did somebody say they're better at life than me?
I don't know. Richard Sherman said that. Giovanni Salerto says, let's go Jets.
Let's go. I actually wore green today, and I didn't mean to, but I'm proud of it.
You're proud of wearing
green.
Jets green. All right, Case
It's
Keenum.
cold. Close the door.
Play
people.
action, and that one is almost intercepted. He was going for Emmanuel Sanders. Interception was dropped. Keenum with a very bad decision there on that throw. I mean, look at this. Claymore just jumps the route. That should have been picked off.
Should have been picked off.
Hit him in his hands. Right in the hands.
Hit one hand at least. It looks like it hit both, but when they showed the replay, it only hit his right hand.
That's why he didn't catch it.
That's why he didn't catch it. Couldn't bring it down. 2nd and 10 for the Broncos. Fake that handoff and a dish for almost no gain to Freeman.
All right. All right. Okay, we're getting too many complaints about lagging, so.
Yeah. Alrighty then. Kale says, LOL, lagging like Case Keenum. That's hilarious. He is in slow-mo. Keenum sacked. Wow. Did you see his face when he came up from that? He looked like he had just been like in the battle and just his right leg was cut off. Gosh, he looks upset. It's hurting. Are we still live despite your fact that you are trying to fix these problems? Four QB sacks today for the Jets. 0 for the Broncos. Ah! Oh my gosh! He called fair catch, didn't he?
I think they whistled him down.
Yeah. And then they knocked the ball out of his hands and tried to recover the ball.
He called the fair catch. And
Right.
then he caught the ball, had it for a second, and then lost it. He was inside the halo there.
What does that mean, Connor? Exactly. Like, what happens?
You got a 2-yard window for guys who make a fair catch. You have to give them 2 yards of space, and he doesn't get 2 yards of space here.
Yeah.
But he's also bobbling that.
He did bobble
I
it.
think that's got to be Broncos ball.
We're gonna find out now.
Nope.
No, Jets ball.
Wow.
Jets ball. That could have been really bad for the
Yeah, he was bobbling
Jets.
that the whole time. That's weird.
Connor, what do you think Broncos fans are thinking right now?
Oh man, we actually are bad.
You think they're surprised by?
I think some people are genuinely surprised. They thought, oh, Broncos are going to go to the playoffs. Blah blah blah.
Why do you think that is that every football team? They just fans always believe that they're going to go to the playoffs?
It's because the Broncos were so good for so long. The Broncos went to the playoffs so often
For so long. I know, but I understand that when you have somebody like Peyton Manning on the team, when you have somebody like really pinnacle on the team, who is that for the Broncos this year? Von Miller?
Yes.
Their pinnacle player, and it's like, well, yeah, he's going to get stops, but you still have to actually advance on offense. Let's get you some score updates on other games right now in the league. And then we'll check out some comments here. Scores, looks like Titans, Bills, 6-7. Well, that's got to be a good game. Third quarter. Falcons, Steelers, 10-19. Steelers ahead. As he steps forward, the ball's knocked out, and Broncos recover it. I'm not really sure. I feel like he had it, and then it was bobbled out of his hand. I'm trying to get to the comments for you guys, but my phone isn't even loading. It's just clear. And I'm on LTE. So that's just how wild and crazy how many people are here in this vicinity.
Well, we should be back up for the time being. So here we are, guys. We're back.
You're live.
Denver ball, they challenged it. Looks good now. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for
did my level best to try to solve the problem here very quickly. Hopefully we'll be able to last here till the end of the game.
We hope so. We have a lot of game to cover still.
There's just
this game.
It's actually not the amount of people down here. It is it's a different problem. It's very specific to Verizon. So we got people working on it.
And how come my T-Mobile phone isn't working then?
Well, it's because you have T-Mobile.
Because it's T-Mobile.
that's how that goes.
It's very specific to T-Mobile.
That's very specific to T-Mobile. That's right. So, yeah. Verizon's the best. Unless you don't want to pay $1,000 a month for Wi-Fi access. Yeah. That's what that
Floyd
is.
Lumen says, what a game. And Kale saying, horrible call. Horrible call. What do you think, Kale? Since he didn't have possession, it should be Broncos ball.
Horrible call. All right, guys. Looks like we're back up and running here for a little bit. Okay, 21-10.
Floyd said, T not so mobile.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. It's rough.
Just the T. Emphasis on T.
It's rough.
For terrible. Okay. Wow. Powell just running up the sideline. Flag on the play. Let's see what this ruling is.
Oh, Lord. They need to keep the door closed.
It's not that cold.
You're in a... Get on screen so everyone can see your giant sweater.
You have
You look
a
like
jacket.
Mr. Rogers over there.
Yeah.
I never watched Mr. Rogers.
I think it's really more about the lack of leg coverage than it is anything else.
My legs are totally covered.
Are they?
Look at that. Boom. Covered.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's about your shoulders. So he's right. You could just put your jacket on.
I know, but then everybody said I looked cold, so I took my jacket off. It's just because we haven't drank enough yet,
You
you
are
guys.
cold.
Let's make a drinking game.
You need more Fireball.
You
No,
look cold
I never
because
need
you
Fireball.
are cold.
How about we make a bet?
Okay.
What kind of wager? What kind of
wager do you guys think we should make? Should we? I bet that Kansas City shuts out.
Jacksonville. All right, I got you.
Shuts
I got
out Jackson.
They won't.
All right. Yep. I will.
I'm in.
So
I'm in
if
for
they
that
shut
too.
them out, you two drink, and if they don't shut them out, I drink.
Yes.
Twice.
Yes.
No, why twice?
One
'Cause
bet with
two
him
people.
and one bet with me.
No. This is a team effort. You guys.
Darnold gets it out to the
How
tight
would that
end,
make
and
sense?
that goes nowhere. It'll be 3rd down and 7. It looks like.
It got 3 yards. There's a big difference between 3rd and 10 and 3rd and 7.
Yeah, 3 yards. You ever thought about getting a sleeve tattoo?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah? I
Yeah.
figured you would have. I mean, that's a kind of a soccer thing. I feel like a lot of soccer guys get those sleeve tattoos. Get a lot of ink in soccer.
Yes.
A lot of ink.
It's 3rd and 12.
I don't think I'm the type of girl
Oh, they had
who
a penalty. 3rd and 12
could
here.
rock a sleeve
Darnold
tattoo.
goes.
Oh,
Oh, that's
he
a
gets
first
him.
down.
Not with that attitude, Jenna.
Well, do you think I'm the type of girl that looks like she has a sleeve tattoo?
Why not? Anybody can be whatever they want to be.
Sure.
Right. And I am who I am. And I just don't think I am that girl.
I am what I am. What team do you like?
I like the Chargers.
You like the Chargers?
I grew up in San Diego. I like the Chargers.
But they're not in San Diego
I
anymore.
know they're not. And a lot of people hate the Chargers now for not being in San Diego, but I'm just not one of those people.
Mostly Chargers fans. Or former Chargers fans.
They're still Chargers fans. They're
I think,
just,
I don't know
they're
about
just
that.
sour. It's not even the Chargers as a team's fault that they
Have
left.
you
It's the
seen-
city's fault.
Have you seen their games? Like, have you seen how many Chargers fans actually go to Chargers games?
It's pathetic.
It's zero. It's
Sad.
not pathetic. It's non-existent.
non-existent.
It doesn't exist.
If you could, this is all goes into why Phillip Rivers is such a angry little man.
Phillip Rivers, he's like 6'5".
I know, but he's a little man. When guys are angry, they become angry little men.
They always become little?
Yeah, to me.
Okay.
I did date a guy once who I was like, whenever we'd watch football, I'd be like, look at that little guy go. Go, little man. And he'd be like, he's huge. Don't call him a little man. And he was all
Darnold hands off
butthurt
to
about it.
Powell. Powell cuts up field. Another 15 and plus yard
Wow.
gain on 2nd and 7. Powell has just been destroying
Destroying? Destroying.
the Broncos' run defense. And Robbie Anderson has been destroying Bradley Roby.
Hey, Richard Sherman, who thinks he does life better than Connor, is also a Patriot fan. You guys have something in common, despite the fact that you do life better than Connor.
I just want to know, like, what prompted that? I don't know where that came from.
He also said he's a Patriots fan, and he said, we are going to beat down KC, no hat. Aaron says, no, the refs don't know how to throw flags.
No?
Do they not? The refs are terrible, but
Usually they know how to do that.
they're always bad. Have the refs ever been good? Have they ever been good?
That window after the replacement refs in 2012, there was that short,
That's when they were
couple
good.
weeks when everyone was like, the refs are amazing because
Yeah.
they're not replacement refs.
Right. The refs are so good.
How
Also,
come when
I feel like.
complain about the refs, you say it's not the refs. Oh, that's just the game.
Oh, no, because I don't like it when fans complain about refs.
Yeah.
I can complain about refs.
I'm not a fan.
I'll tell you when the refs are bad because I have no rooting interest in the game. I just like watching the game. I just want the game to be good. And if the refs are screwing up the game being good, then I'm pissed off at the refs.
I'm pissed off at the refs too, and despite the fact that I'm a Rockies fan, doesn't mean that I can't objectively tell when the refs umps are making bad calls.
Richard says Tom Brady is the GOAT. Agreed.
I think we'd all agree on that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's a solid take there, Richard.
If
Crowell
the-
has 175 yards today.
On 12 carries.
Good God. Isaiah Crowell is destroying the Broncos' run defense. It's making Sam Darnold's life a lot easier. Oh! And Crowell falls down after he jukes the defender out of his shoes, gets back up, and then gets the first down.
Crowell is a man.
Today is.
He juked himself.
Today,
He broke his own ankles.
He did. Crowell is so good, he juked himself. Yeah, Crowell just juked himself.
But geesh. Oh my God.
I feel like having that hair would require a lot of work. Like having
Well,
that much
someone
hair.
pulled him down by that hair earlier today.
Oh, gosh, yeah,
That would suck.
I would never want that. Why do football players want that? I wouldn't even want to risk it.
Oh.
You could get like scalp ripped out of your head.
Yeah.
Josie Jewell thought that was a fumble. It was not. Aaron Weaver says no.
Not the GOAT,
to
huh?
Tom Brady being the GOAT.
Okay.
On what grounds?
And I don't know why. On what basis do you have that
Chris
opinion?
said I have nice shoulders. I don't really. They're actually my weakest muscle group. I can barely lift like 10 pounds on my shoulders.
You should probably go do some shoulder workouts then.
Yes. And I try, and they're exhausting. They hurt so bad. It's a live ball, Kale said.
Powell going up the middle. No gain there for Powell that time. See, I feel like Domata Pecco's hair would be a problem.
Connor, you still haven't told me where to take my Insta photo, and I need a good Insta photo today. I need your aesthetically pleasing eyes.
I think we'll hit up the couch.
The couch.
Yep.
I was also thinking maybe the D. I want to keep my headphones on, so like they get what's happening. Oh, I'm doing a live. I recently started playing Words with Friends again.
Darnold drops back empty backfield, and that pass to Curse is incomplete, broken up there by Bradley Roby.
Roby's got the hair too.
Roby does have the hair. I think that the dreads are better than the.
Oh, you wanted something else?
Yeah.
Gotta be faster than that. Did you want this? There's just this random piece of meat.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want a mimosa. That's what I want.
Ah.
Mimosa.
You're gonna bring mimosa and fireball after you lose this bet?
Field goal is up and
no good.
In.
It is good.
It'll be 24-10 after that field goal, and
Sam Darnold is 8 of 19, and he's beating the Broncos by double digits.
Well, it's been mostly because of Isaiah Crowell, who has dominated, and then 2 passes to Robbie Anderson that both went for touchdowns. So even though he's only completed 9 out of, what did you say, 9 of 18?
8 of 19.
8 of 19. 8 of 19. The 2 passes that he needed to complete, he did. Because that's been his whole day.
Still a scoreless game for the Jags. Right now, you two are taking shots.
It's still scoreless right now. Yeah. Well, right now. It's a lot of game left.
1 quarter left.
Also, you always have to remember that once a game is no longer in doubt, the team that has won stops trying. So, they're not going to play hard in the fourth quarter. If they've got a 24-point lead, what's the score?
24-0. 23-0.
23-0. If it's 23-0 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Jets will score.
The Jags.
Jags will score. All right, let's check out some comments here on the YouTube stream. The Patriots will destroy Kansas City next week.
Sunday Night Football in Foxborough. There's a pretty good chance the Pats win. I don't know about destroy, though.
Oh, I think that's the kind of game where Bill Belichick is going to see a young, innocent Patrick Mahomes and then just destroy.
It's just ruin his dreams.
It's like he will be psychologically broken after that game.
Will that be the game that turns his entire season downward?
Go look at the history of especially first-year quarterbacks, but, man, Bill Belichick, when the Patriots smell blood on a quarterback, that quarterback's very rarely the same. The thing that would hurt them more if it was in the postseason, which they may see one another in the postseason as well, but it'll be in Foxborough, and the Chiefs can't win in Foxborough in the postseason. So they can't win in the postseason, period, so let alone Foxborough.
Right.
But Belichick, they don't just beat you when you are playing well. They're these and I think I would consider Kansas City to be this young, upcoming team that is very promising, and a lot of people are all gung-ho about right now because it's the kind of offense they want to see. And Bill Belichick will take all of that, and he will burn it to the ground, and he will take the ashes and then spread them across the land. And there will be no more Patrick Mahomes after that game.
And then he will spit on them.
Right. He does. That defense, because it's too complicated. Right now, everything's simple for the Chiefs. It's easy.
You said that after they played the Broncos, things wouldn't be simple anymore for the Chiefs. They'd actually face some hard teams.
Has Patrick Mahomes played well today? He has not.
They're still doing fine.
But that's a very misleading score, 23-0. It's not a 23-0 game. And Patrick Mahomes has not been the reason why they're up 23-0. It's been mostly the Jets shooting themselves in the foot.
It's
so
the
second
Jags.
that they haven't played a team that's played well yet. They have not played a team that's played well. And it's not because they're beating them and forcing them to play poorly. It's because the other team is screwing themselves over repeatedly. And, so play a team that doesn't do that, and then we'll talk. Patriots don't do that to themselves.
Do you guys think that that Kansas City has played a team that has been tough yet?
Can the Broncos come back? I say no. Richard said I thought the Broncos was the better team. I thought so too, but I didn't expect them to win in a dominating fashion or anything like that.
But we didn't expect them to lose like this.
I was much more expecting something like this from the Broncos than expecting them to dominate the Jets. I don't look at the Broncos and think they can dominate anybody.
No.
They're not a dominant team.
But isn't that a mindset? And don't you think they could have that mindset if they wanted to?
No. Nope.
It's not just a mindset.
A lot of it's a mindset, but they're incapable of having it. None of those players have any power. You have to empower players to be confident. They have 0 players on that team are empowered, except for Von Miller.
Jena.
Hey.
Check out that bottom scoreline.
Oh. 2 shots for Jena.
It's not 2, it's 1 shot. Guys, this isn't fair.
Cortland Sutton gets it.
He stays in
Tiptoes
bounds.
down the sideline. He's continuing to go. Stiff arms another guy.
arm.
That is a 40-yard gain for Cortland Sutton.
TJ just got goosebumps.
That was a very good run after the catch. He may have stepped out of bounds at one point. There's also a flag on the play, so this one may be coming back for a hold. Let's see what the call is. Pass interference, offense. They're going to call offensive pass interference on Cortland Sutton.
On Cortland Sutton.
So that will negate the big gain by Sutton.
Jacksonville just screwed me over. God, now I gotta take a shot in the morning time. Oh, it's 1.
All right.
Guys,
didn't
give me
see
a
the
good
push
shot.
off there. They were showing a replay of him stiff-arming a defender in the face. It's now 3rd and 15. And
me
the
a shot to
Jets
take.
faithful are standing up, making some noise. Keenum drops back. They're going to try to do a screenplay here to Lindsey, and Lindsey gets taken down after about a 7-yard gain. It'll be 4th down, and they're going to have to punt.
When you have no faith in your quarterback to throw the ball down the field.
Well, they shouldn't. I mean, should they have confidence in Case Keenum to throw the ball down the field?
Shouldn't they have known not to give him $15 million?
17.
$17 million?
A season. And yes, they should have known that. They should have known not to give Case Keenum $17 million. But John Elway needed to do something after it was very apparent that Kirk Cousins was not going to be playing for the Broncos.
So it's a panic move.
That was a panic move. That's right.
Compounds previous mistakes. The previous mistakes being drafting Paxton Lynch.
And prior to that, drafting Brock Osweiler.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yep. It's interesting because I don't think it's interesting because GMs never make bad choices or other GMs would have made better choices. I think it's interesting because no one wants to criticize this GM for making bad choices, which means that he's going to keep his job. Like, can't they just make John Elway the mascot? Like, I don't understand why they can't just be like, okay, well, we want to give you this ceremonial position. You can go get shit-faced as much as you want. You don't have to make any choices anymore and just be famous and get tickets.
Despite whether he is working for them or not, he will be famous.
Right.
I think that's true.
Right, but does he need a salary? You trying to make sure that John Elway is gonna be able to pay his mortgage? Like, why is he? Is he the person who can make the best choices for the Broncos?
No.
That's the question that you need to ask yourself when somebody is going to remain employed as the GM of a team. Is he the person who can make the best choices for this organization? Not did he earn it? Not is he famous? Not did he do a lot for us? It is this the guy who will do what's best for us? Or will he do what's best for himself? Or will he try to do what's best for himself and fail and then not be held accountable, which is kind of where we're at right now with the Broncos GM situation in John Elway.
Definitely. Hey, Richard Sherman, give me a shot to drink. I lost a bet, now I got to drink a shot, and I don't know any morning shots to drink. That doesn't sound fun at all. So give me some sort
Tequila.
of suggestion. I don't want tequila, it's so early.
You just had tequila in that.
But there was like tomato juice and other stuff.
Quit being a pussy.
Yeah, come on.
Thank you, Connor. Empathy is real here on this broadcast, everybody.
I just think you're making some excuses.
Floyd
that's all.
Lohman says, okay, guys, thanks for the show, but it's time to go have my toenails grind off. Have a good one and go Broncos.
Oh, you getting a pedicure?
Floyd getting them.
Hey, those boys need to get pedicures.
Yeah.
Boys need to do a lot more than they do to keep the upkeep of themselves. Otherwise, it's a total double standard.
Really?
Yeah. Guys expect girls to have upkeep.
Guys
They don't want nasty toenails. They don't want nasty fingernails. They don't want...
No, see, that's
Lots of
you're
things.
not. I think women do that to themselves.
Yeah.
Men don't really care.
Although some of the guys I've dated have said, well, I'm not hitting you, so you should be thankful. So it might just be the guys I've dated.
That's right. You might just have bad taste.
Yeah.
It's possible.
That might be a you problem.
Yeah.
Let's see. 2:32 to go in the third quarter. Darnold rolling outside the naked boot.
Hey,
and
drops it. Oh.
receiver drops a pass. Chris Harris took out a couple of assistants
Like
on
4.
the sideline. Richard Sherman says throw the ball with like 11 L's in ball. All right, guys. Well, this game's starting to suck. If you're a Broncos fan, this is not at all what you wanted. But this is certainly a great
Not fun.
opportune time to have a conversation about whether or not you believe in this franchise. Which is about the same time last year, Connor, that we started having these conversations on these broadcasts.
I think the conclusion we came to was no. And yet the same people are still in charge.
That's right. The same people are making the same decisions, and it's resulting in the exact same thing. And everybody's like, well, I don't know. I thought it was going to be better.
Yeah.
So, hey, Case Keenum, and this is the thing. And I knew that, they got Keith Talib out there. He was a locker room cancer, and, they had Roby in there, and now it's going to be better. Nope.
No one in Denver talks like that.
They all talk like that. Every single goober on the internet talks like that.
Goober.
Yeah.
So we have
The
schmucks and goobers here.
Schmucks and goobers. Yes. Those are the people who
Schmucks and
populate the
goobers.
internet and then just say nonsense.
The Jets are going to punt here, and it's going to be stupid. Your defense is playing so well.
Yeah.
You're at midfield. I guarantee you there's math out there that has win percentages and expected value and all that stuff, and the math says go for it.
They're showing Joe Woods on the sideline right now, like putting his hands down on his knees, like getting really intense into the game, like he's coaching or something.
It's nice of him to join the game.
Right. He's been terrible as the defensive
He's
coordinator.
been terrible. Turn around, buddy. Oh, what are you doing?
What's happening?
Why did he do that?
I don't know.
Why didn't he let it roll into the end zone?
Deshaun Hamilton could have let that ball go into the end zone.
Can't coach brains.
Picks it up.
Can't coach brains.
He calls for the fair catch, and then he turns. What did you? To run?
I've never seen that.
He calls the
before.
fair catch, and then picks the ball up as though to run with it, and then realizes, oh, I can't. I called a fair catch.
Oh yeah, 3 seconds ago.
Not even 3 seconds. Like that was one decision to the second decision. Your brain can't. He couldn't have made another decision.
Give his brain a break. It's been hit a lot.
He did not have time to make another or have another thought in between those two thoughts. The Jets have 418 total yards. The Broncos have 215.
And it's not even the fourth quarter yet.
That is insane.
Uh-oh. Watch out, Case.
Oh my gosh, this is rough. This is rough. Rough to
Yeah,
watch.
give the guy
He's
a thumbs up.
waving.
Give the guy a
He's
thumbs
just
up.
saying hello. Gosh.
Connor, you are so
Connor.
awkward. You are so awkward. Yeah, we have people here at the bar saying hello, and Connor's like, "What? Me? Yeah? You talking to me?"
I didn't know if he was waving at somebody in the window.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we
Behind
know.
me.
I don't think we know that person. I think that's just
We
a
don't.
fan of the show.
And then after he just kept waving, so I was like, I'm not going to wave at you.
Why not?
All right. Case Keenum from his own 5-yard line hands the ball off to Philip Lindsay, who goes nowhere.
This is a real good set
Great
of
start to the
plays.
drive.
Third and
Great
obvious
drive.
from your own 5-yard line when you've had trouble protecting the quarterback. I think a good little QB draw up the middle here could be the move. We'll see if Bill Musgraves agrees.
Oh. No, this is gonna be a screen pass. That's what this is. Screen pass. How about this? If this is a screen pass, Connor has to drink. If it's a
draw, you have to drink.
If it's a draw, I have to drink.
It's going to be an empty set. Oh no, there's somebody there. Thank goodness.
If he gets sacked.
Oh!
Almost intercepted.
Everybody was wrong.
Not me. I didn't say anything. Ha.
You didn't have the courage of your convictions.
No. I was looking up healthy shots to take.
The healthy shots?
I didn't.
There's no
I didn't
such
put
thing.
in healthy shots.
There's a bar down in Lodo that you can get a flower with your shot. The flower
that
shot.
one is creepy. It
Yeah.
like numbs your whole mouth.
Yeah.
I did not like it.
Yeah.
Freaked me out
what's
for
the
the
place
rest
called?
of the night.
It's like the flower bomb or something like that. I don't know.
But the place is not called that. What is the place called?
I don't know.
I went there after the Broncos won their last Super Bowl, actually. I've been there since
Wadman
then.
from the back of the end zone punts this one away. Decent
That's a
punt.
punt.
Decent punt.
That is a punt.
Marquette King.
And it's also a return. And the Jets are very
my
close. Are they going to
gosh.
score?
Wadman almost got a tackle.
How many tackles is he going to break?
3 broken tackles on the play, and the Jets in the third quarter with a monster return. It did not matter that was a good punt because it was terrible coverage.
He did the old out-kick the coverage is what he did.
He outkicked his coverage. That's right.
But out-kicking your coverage isn't necessarily a thing. What it means is that your gunners are slow.
That's right. It means your punting is good and your gunners are crap.
Yes.
That's right.
All right, so
They either got jammed at the line or they're just slow.
That's right.
Neither answer is good.
Also, I outkicked my coverage, so I love you, my beautiful wife, watching at home. Connor's now looking at me with
I still
a
don't
look
know
of
why she's with
disgust.
you.
And
That's just the lamest thing I've ever heard. Did you forget her birthday?
hey, love is lame. I will tell you that right now.
Did you forget something?
Love is
Yeah.
lame.
Where
Are
did
you
that
in
come
trouble
from?
right now?
Are you in the doghouse? Did you forget to
he
feed
did
the dog?
show up. He said he showed up here at 10 a.m., so he was really trying to get out of the house early.
No, you know what? She slept in. She was, she's earned. She works really hard. So Sundays I got to work. Sundays she gets to have off. She probably went up to the mountains or something. I don't know. It's actually, I take that back. It's kind of cold, so she's probably not doing any hiking today. She might be
She does
fighting off
solo hiking?
snakes in our backyard. Did you guys see the snake that we had in our backyard? I took a picture of it and I sent it out on social media. Is the gopher snake and the bull snake the same? Because I looked at pictures and they look very similar.
Yes, they come in the same phylum.
But the bull snake is larger. I think it was a bull snake because this thing was 5.5 feet long.
I just realized why Connor's mom called him a loser in high school. Because he knows that the bull snake and the gopher snake are from the same phylum.
Well,
Okay, here's the Wikipedia for bull snake. So take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
But here it is.
He's going to give us more information.
2 lines. The bull snake is a large, non-venomous colubrid snake. Second sentence. It is currently considered a subspecies of the gopher snake.
okay.
Like I said,
Yeah.
they're in the same phylum.
Jerron Taylor
you
says,
into
"Shut up
snakes?
with the small talk and talk about the game. The
Higher
game's going
classification.
poorly for the
Gopher
Broncos."
snake. Hey, how about you shut up with the small talk and you talk about the game? There's nothing to talk about. The Broncos are losing by 2
Broncos are doing
touchdowns.
terrible.
They're
We're
about to
taking
be-
shots.
Down by 3.
They're about to be losing by 3 scores, and nothing's going to change.
Which you guys thought they would beat? They would beat the Jets by 3 scores.
I
What's
put
that?
money on
That's
the
what you guys
Broncos
said.
today. Yeah, I thought they were going to win. I put money on the Broncos.
I thought the Broncos would win today as well. I took them in our pick'ems. I didn't think they'd dominate, but I thought they'd win because I thought they were a better team than the Jets. The Jets have destroyed Denver today. I mean, up and down the field. Defensively, they've been better. Special teams, they've been significantly better. Offensively, they have been significantly better. And here is Sam Darnold with the shortest field you can imagine. Quick pitch over to Bilal Powell, who gets about 4.
Where did Bilal Powell go to school?
Bilal Powell, small school. Not Buffalo. but it was something like that.
Let's do our Googles.
All right, I'm going to get shots. What does everyone want?
You know what I want.
You went to Louisville, you idiot.
Louisville. That's a small school.
Small school.
Power 5 school.
I don't like acknowledging that Bobby Petrino coaches at a Power 5 school. Dude's a sociopath. You want to talk about a sociopath? Bobby Petrino's a sociopath. Darnold hands the ball off to Powell again, and he barrels forward for 4 yards.
I do think Bobby Petrino is one of those. He's one of those people. If he wasn't coaching football, which is a time-consuming job, it would just free him up to do murder.
Yep, I think if I'm glad he's a football coach, because if he
Didn't
weren't,
see
he'd
that
be
coming.
poisoning the water supply.
Yeah.
He would be doing terrible things if he weren't a football
He'd
coach.
have body parts in his freezer.
Yep.
And at Louisville, he may. I mean, there's lots of backwoods out in Kentucky.
That's like Bill Burr's bit on Lance Armstrong. He's like, I'm okay with him doing steroids. You realize that he's a psychopath on a bicycle. If he weren't riding a bike and winning Tour de France, raising $200 million for cancer research, he would be running some Fortune 500 company and, poisoning the water in Flint, Michigan. That's
Too soon.
Look,
Too soon.
hey, well, I think it's not soon enough that people keep talking about Flint. Keep bringing Flint up. People forgot about Flint.
John Taylor
Those
says,
people
I don't
still
care
have
what
poison
the
water, by the
score is. I'm a Broncos fan, win or lose, and don't bet on my team if you not a real fan.
Okay. Zach says bring in Paxton Lynch. I think Paxton Lynch is in Memphis.
I think he's in Miami.
Is he in? No, that's Osweiler. Osweiler's in Miami.
No, I think he's just in Miami.
He's just partying
just hanging
on the
out.
beach.
Not doing football things. I think he's in Miami.
He is in Miami doing cocaine.
Yeah.
He's at the Fontainebleau Hotel by the
bunch
pool
of strippers.
with strippers and cocaine.
He's got a white Ferrari like Miami Vice.
Ooh, Sam Darnold almost got now he's going down. There you go.
Oh,
Good
but
sack there.
Is that not a face mask?
No.
Jersey.
That's
He took him from here.
4th down. That'll be a field goal. Oh, watch the play here.
Watch.
Pecco was late in there on that. So watch.
But look, horse
He grabbed his
collar.
grabbed his collar, grabbed his shirt, which you're allowed to do. You're allowed to grab their shirt. That wasn't a horse collar.
It doesn't look, that angle wasn't that bad, but from the original angle we saw, it looked bad.
Grizzly says
Look
put in
big.
Chad Kelly, case garbage.
I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't put in Chad Kelly at this point. Why
At
not?
this point? Because he
Yeah.
doesn't know the offense.
They're going to lose anyways.
That's the only thing though is if you run the plays in preseason and people think, oh well, he looks really good in preseason. That's not the problem. His ability to make quality throws is not the issue. His ability to make quality throws under duress and understand the offense for an entire 4 quarters is the problem. That's where people misunderstand the
I just
backup
think Vance
quarterback.
Joseph has got to try something at this point. Do something different. Try something.
Well, they won't. It's going to be Case Keenum for the rest of the game. And then they're just going to keep throwing screens and dump-offs and trying to run the ball, which has become ineffective because the rest of their offense can't work.
How crazy will Denver get if they put Chad Kelly in? Denver fans will lose it. They'll freak out.
Let's see. All in One Show says, this girl don't know shit about football. That's not true. Jenna knows you know your shit about football? Some shit.
I do. I know. I mean,
It's not your
football is my
strongest sport?
third sport. I would say it's baseball, basketball, football for sure. So you're not wrong that it's not my biggest strength.
Jerron says, is this game over yet? How are we going to lose? Shake my head, haters.
It's not over yet, but I don't know what the Broncos could do to bring it back. They don't have anybody that I have faith in offensively to do something
Big plays.
incredible.
I mean, the only thing at this point is big
Large.
plays. They've got to go for. They got to
Courtland
start
set.
swinging for the fences, and that's never a good strategy. They don't have enough time to work their way back into this game.
I heard someone say it was mean to say you were swinging for the fences the other day on a podcast talking about the ALDS, the players swinging for the fences. And he said, I'd like to say it in a different, less offensive way, but I don't know one. And I was like, I don't take
How's that offensive?
offense to swinging at the fences. You're making a big swing. You're swinging large. You're going for the homer instead of getting on base.
Are we in the fourth quarter yet?
How come that screen?
27-10. Ugh. Just great. What do we got over here? Oh, that's the Miami-Cincinnati game.
We are in the fourth quarter,
Cincinnati is making a comeback.
They tied it up.
Yep, 17 all. I'm a Bronco for life, but both offense and defense ain't doing shit. And, well, special teams I'd add, too, to that, Grizzly. Special teams has not looked good. That was a big problem for them last year. It was looking okay there for a little while, but today it has been bad. All three phases of the game, the Broncos have been putrid. And this is starting to reinforce a lot of the predictions that everybody made before the season started, that the Broncos were going to have a bad year. Vance Joseph was going to get fired. Keenum, 186 yards, 1 touchdown, sacked 4 times today. I think that's the big number there, Connor, is that the 4 sacks on Keenum have really, they have limited the offense's ability to really look downfield and kind of, try to do some of that. Keenum holds on to the ball too long anyways, so trying to get a guy who holds on to the ball too long to wait for guys to get downfield, it's just the process takes too much time.
But his numbers didn't look that much better than Sam Darnold's.
Right. Here goes Royce Freeman, bouncing it outside, breaks a tackle. He's
Breaks
going
another
upfield.
tackle. Nice.
And that's about a 20-yard gain there for Royce Freeman on first down. Grizzly says both Vance and Case need to go. Football is a game of momentum, and you should learn that. That's what Jerron says. Jerron's very
To me,
upset.
or
Yeah, to you, I guess.
Why?
He's not talking to me.
Why is he talking to me?
Because he was the one who was talking to you earlier.
No, that was the other guy.
Was
that was
the
a
other
different guy? That guy whose name was all something. You're moving so fast.
Yeah.
All in one
But
show.
he agreed. He says, Jerron says, no, you don't. I miss 2013 Peyton Manning. That's what All in One Show said. I think we all miss Peyton Manning.
Everyone misses Peyton.
Everybody misses Peyton.
Although you claimed Peyton had a side chick earlier, that hurt my feelings a bit. Peyton was not that kind of guy. He doesn't have no side chicks.
Well, I can't say this on the broadcast, but I will let you know my insider information on Peyton Manning later.
Okay.
You don't know anything about Peyton Manning.
You don't know anything about
I do. I can't corroborate it, but I...
Oh, steroids?
No. That's true. He did HGH.
Are you about to...
Which I'm okay with. I'm absolutely okay with him doing HGH.
You're about to pull a Conor McGregor and say, I can't tell you my insider information, but I will.
But I will.
Right now.
He was very articulate with those details, by the way. McGregor
The way he delivered that did make it seem like it was totally set up.
Jerron says, no, I was talking to her.
Oh.
Yeah. Whose
Thanks,
offense
Jerron.
sucks more, Broncos or Rockies? Broncos.
Very
The Rockies'
kindly.
offense is good. It just hasn't been playing well the last 3 games. The Broncos' offense has been bad for 2.5 years. All right.
The Rockies' offense counts more
Keenum
right now, and
with the
it's
draw
bad.
to Lindsey, and he gets close to a first down. Connor McGovern there leading the way on the blocking.
Lindsey is easily the highlight of every game for me.
Yeah, he's been very good.
He's been so good.
Minus the Baltimore game where he
could have
got
been very
ejected
good, but we
for
didn't get to see it.
punching somebody in the face. Other than that, he's been great. I have no criticisms of Philip Lindsay other than that he needs to stay eligible.
Wow.
That one sailed.
Way out.
He's looking for Sutton again. Sutton has been really the only downfield target for Keenum today.
Well, because he throws it high. Sutton has a really long arm. 6'4", they said.
Yeah, I mean, he's about the size and build of Calvin Johnson. Johnson was a little bit thicker and obviously more athletic, faster.
Well, he's a
better
rookie.
receiver,
He
but
could fill out in the next...
He could, but he reminds me a lot of Calvin Johnson in his playing style, but he's slower. He's not as talented as Calvin Johnson is. In fact, I'd take Calvin Johnson right now if Calvin Johnson were interested in coming back.
He knocked over his own teammate.
And that's going to hurt him. Sutton. Oh no, Cortland Sutton is down. Emmanuel Sanders kind of rolled into him, and it looks like it rolled Cortland Sutton's ankle. That is not good news for the Broncos. Third and 6.
Ankle or his calf?
No, that's
like,
a knee ankle thing.
Oh,
yep, that's an ankle. That's definitely an ankle.
That looks so bad.
That's definitely a sprain.
Ouch.
He sprained his ankle.
Ouch.
It looks like that's in the. Hopefully, mimosa. All right, cool. She needs a shot at tequila as well. She lost a bet.
Doing a shot at tequila.
No, well, so 2 for her and then 1 for each of us.
Yes, yeah. Please. You know how they serve their shots here. It's like double shot already, and you got me 2 of them. Oh
That's the best part about Henry's. You know how they serve. You know how they serve their shots here.
They really do. They really pour a good size shot.
He walked off on his own power. Cortland Sutton did. It's 4th and 3 now. Broncos are going for it. Yeah, but he. And Keenum. Keenum escapes.
Please,
throwing into the end zone. Almost intercepted.
Wow. At least he didn't get sacked.
The Broncos will turn it over on downs. I think the bigger concern here is that Cortland Sutton may have an injury. It looked like he definitely sprained his ankle. How severe that sprain is, we don't know. He could walk, but it was walking very gingerly. I don't think you're talking third degree.
He was limping off, yeah. I mean, I think it's positive that he could carry himself off, but he was hitting the ground because he knew immediately that it was pain.
I think the problem here is if it's a high ankle sprain. The higher the sprain, the worse the worse it is. And
I've never, ever sprained my ankle. I've rolled my ankle a million times, and I don't know what it is, but I cannot sprain it.
That's not true.
I swear to you.
You play basketball. How have you never sprained your ankle?
Never sprained my ankle. I must have the strongest ankles ever. Broken my elbow twice, 3 times. My nose 3 times. Ankle, never.
Never.
It's crazy. So I don't know. Insane. I did not know that a high ankle sprain was worse than the low ankle.
I have sprained my ankle so many times playing sports
you're fragile
growing
all
up.
Over.
I sprained my ankle like when I was playing basketball. My ankles now will occasionally just give out walking upstairs. Just because I sprained it so many times.
This is why people think you're 45 on the broadcast. My ankles give out when I'm walking up the stairs.
Sometimes they do because I sprained them. I played on a sprained ankle from about my sophomore year until my sophomore year in college because I played on the club team in rugby in college, and I got a 3rd degree high ankle sprain playing rugby, and I was out. And I screwed it up, too, because I tried to walk on it, and they were like, you cannot walk on this. You cannot play on this for a month. You have to just not walk for a month.
One injury I don't know. And to answer you guys who, making the case for why I don't know football as well, I think it's because I didn't play it. Like the other sports, baseball, basketball, I was allowed to play those sports where football wasn't allowed to play. So a lot of times I don't always see the same thing as I do when I'm watching or analyzing baseball or basketball.
Jerron says, by the way, thanks, bro, for saying you're the first person that actually said my name correctly. LOL. You're welcome, Jerron. I do my best. Grizzly says, Case garbage as fuck. I swear he need to go.
Well, that injury wasn't Case's fault.
The injury wasn't, no, but the throw, the bad throws.
That led them into each other, to run into each other.
Chris says, TJ has delicate cankles.
No. It is not a cankle, Chris, I promise. Didn't you see his leg broke the broadcast the other day? He has the skinniest legs.
They are a little fragile. Yeah, it's okay to say. I was never going to make it as an athlete, ever.
They're smaller than your wives, smaller than mine.
Look, I was never going to make it as an athlete. I know that. I knew that the second that
you didn't hit 6 foot.
The second that Ronnie Brewer dunked on me in practice. He seriously, I've never had somebody's I don't know, the whole process of just that's a 6'6" future NBA player coming at you, and you're the only one who has a chance to try to stop him, and then you try, and then it's just balls in your face as he's dunking the ball over you, and you fall over, and you realize, oh, I'm not a Division I athlete. Might start trying to work on other things. And Isaiah Crowell,
with another carry.
Once again, that's a 40-yard gain by Crowell. Justin Simmons finally brings him down. He gets almost out to the 50, and Crowell now goes over 200 yards on the day. That's Crowell has just destroyed the Broncos. Crowell and Anderson, Robbie Anderson and Isaiah Crowell, I think combined have accounted for like 400 yards of offense for them.
Man, what do you think happens if they lose 34-10
To the Jets.
to the Jets?
To the Jets.
The Patriots will later this year beat 34-10,
If not more. If not by more than that.
if not more. Oy,
219
oy,
yards
oy.
on 15 carries. He's averaging 15 yards a carry.
That's like Pee Wee.
Bilal Powell also having a good day.
Wow.
And
Sam Darnold.
he's going to get a big
He's going to
Huge
score.
game.
Oh, he's not going to score.
Powell with a 40-yard gain, and the Broncos are toast. The Broncos are out of this game.
Darnold
Shut it
making a-
down. Just forfeit. I don't. What do you do?
Leave Vance
Sam
Joseph in
Darnold
Jersey.
blocked.
Leave him on the tarmac.
Don't even bring him back.
Yeah.
Just leave him there.
Just leave him in exit W16 on the Jersey Turnpike. He can find his own way home. Good
So mean.
God. Just leave Joe Woods there, too. All in One Show says, I hope the Broncos survive next week. Grizzly says, she's beautiful. Let her know that. 100%.
Oh, thanks, Grizzly.
She gets a lot of compliments on these broadcasts. You do. You get a lot
I
of
get a lot of
compliments.
hate too. I get a lot of hate
Yeah,
too.
you had All in One Show tell you don't know football.
I know. And I don't claim that football is my strong
You're
suit.
working on it. You're
I
working
don't claim that is. It's much harder to analyze a sport you didn't get to participate in. I find it much harder because when I'm looking at basketball, I know the angle of my hips, I know the angle of my elbow where it needs to be, and I can analyze another player doing that.
Well, the third.
I don't buy that. I don't think you need to have to put your hand in the dirt to
I don't think you
critique
have to, but I do think it helps.
Probably helps, but
It's helpful for sure, but it's not
Your
essential.
footwork, I think that definitely makes a difference.
I never played soccer.
What's that? Oh yeah. That works. Thank you very
Okay.
much. What's your name? Jacob. Thank you very much, Jacob.
He only brought me one.
He only brought you one. He only brought you
Jacob
one.
is nice. Jacob doesn't hate me.
All right, what are we gonna cheers to? Pat Mahomes.
Jerron says, yeah, him and Joe Woods got to go. Boy. And the fourth run goes for a loss.
Hey!
Cheering to the loss. How about that?
Do you get to compliment the Broncos defense after giving up 80 yards on 2 runs, after they have 2 runs that don't go for 80 yards? Is that the standard now? They didn't give up a big play, so compliment them. Josie Jewell,
They're
by the
not
way.
beating their girlfriends.
I think Josie Jewell will be
Yes.
the starting. I think it'll be the starting inside linebacker by the end of the season. Is that fair to say? Jewell,
I
Starting
mean,
inside
sure,
his snaps keep going up.
sure, but that's like being the starting linebacker for the Kansas Jayhawks.
Hey, Ben Heaney made it into the league being the inside linebacker.
Oh.
One-handed grab.
No!
That's a touchdown.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
One-handed
That's a
bobble
crazy
brought
bobble
it
grab.
in. And Darnold
It's like
now
the only
has
pass.
3
Okay,
touchdown
so,
passes
Pass
on the
he's
day.
made all day.
So
I want one of those
90% of Sam Darnold's passes are trash, but 10% he just puts them on a dime,
There are,
and they always end up being touchdowns.
yes, those
Look at that.
very,
Bobble. Oh.
very
That's a
impressive. That is a catch. That is a catch, and it is on the cusp of being 34-10.
Wow.
Good God, Vance Joseph, Joe Woods.
Are we cheering to
They don't want
Vance
the
Joseph's time in
players
Denver?
don't want to play for them, and then I don't think they want to play for John Elway either, because John Elway's not gonna like. How about you go, Coach John? Go get down in the trenches. Oh, you think you can save this franchise single-handedly? Go play quarterback at 55 or however old you are.
God, it would be amazing to watch John Elway become coach after this.
Oh, that'd be good.
Like, step down onto the sideline. Forget Cougs. If John Elway becomes the interim coach,
What would be amazing would
He'd
to
have a
watch him
7-7 in his hand, like like pulling away the like in his on the sideline.
he'd be stalking the sidelines in a trench coat.
Yes,
Oh, need that.
34-10.
like Columbo.
Terrell Pryor pulled that down. I did not think he was going to catch that.
Terrell Pryor can play.
Yeah.
Pryor.
Terrell Pryor can play wide receiver.
Yes, he cannot play quarterback. Stoner Shatter says, get the HC out. Get the head coach out of here.
It's time. It's time to have that discussion.
Zach says, I'll take it, Connor. If he completes 5 passes and they are always touchdowns, cool.
I mean,
I forgot Zach is rooting for the Jets. Why does Zach pick, like, of all the teams he can pick living up in New England area?
Grizzly says,
And he
shake
picks
my
all the bad
fucking head.
ones.
We done for the year. With
Yep.
3 E's on done.
Yep.
Done. Stoner says, done, shake my fucking head. Shamelessly leaves the chat. That's what All in One shows. He's leaving. Mikhail says, Jets. Eric, Denver needs to hire an entire overhaul. All the coaches need to go. Jerron, I'll say this. The defense has been an issue when it comes to our Major League Baseball inside. Middle linebacker. Yeah, inside linebacker. Not to mention losing one of the best corners to keep to leave due to whatever pay issue. John Elway is cheap. That's true.
And racist.
Wicked Royalty says lots of people are going to get fired, starting with Vance. Peyton Manning will be our next coach. I would like to see that.
Heard.
I think Manning would be a good coach, but he's.
I've heard about Manning.
I don't think he
back
wants to
somewhere.
coach. I don't think he wants to do that. I think he likes mentoring. I think he's much more like Joe Montana in that he'll do some coaching camps, he'll do some things like that, but I don't think he's going to get into coaching, and he's not
Also,
going to get into play-by-play either.
coaching is it would be a waste of somebody like Peyton Manning's time
Kind of, yeah.
because coaching is so intensive. It requires so much work.
See, I could see him going the Jordan route and trying to buy a team. Like if he tried to buy the Titans at some point.
With what money?
I don't know, like, you know, whatever money he gets.
He's a rich dude. He's not a billionaire.
He's not that rich, but he could be that rich.
I think he could do the David
Jeter,
Beckham
or the
thing.
Jeter thing.
Or the Jeter thing, and be the face
Yeah.
and the smallest ownership, but be the face of an ownership group.
Yeah.
I think he could do that.
Jaron says, I miss Wade Phillips. Zach, who has the best player to become a head coach?
Who has or who is the best player? Who was?
Who was the best player? Sorry. I don't know.
Reading's
I'm
hard.
reading
It's
a bunch.
okay.
Who was the best player to become a head coach? I mean, does Bill Belichick count? I mean, Belichick
Right.
technically did play.
Herm Edwards.
Wow, look at that picture of Sam Darnold.
Herm Edwards. Let's see here. Who would like the best good player to be a head coach?
Yeah, like the best Hall of Fame player to then go on and be a Hall of Fame coach.
In any sport, I think you would say like
In any sport or just
Tommy Lasorda or somebody like that. But
Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra. Joe Torre.
Steve Kerr?
Lou Piniella.
Pete Rose.
Lou Piniella.
A lot of baseball guys.
A lot of baseball guys.
lot
But
of
that's
baseball
easy
guys.
because baseball managing is easy.
Right? You don't do anything.
You
as
don't
the
do anything.
manager.
You just make sure guys don't fight each other in the clubhouse, and that's easy.
Zach said Pete Rose. Grizzly says Tim Tebow. He would like to see Tim Tebow become the coach.
Tim Tebow's another one of those guys that coaching would be like a step down of what he could do. Tim Tebow's going to be a politician in the next 5 years.
I saw him call out the Alabama student section and talk about how Nick Saban's right and how students are entitled. And I'm like, when is Tim Tebow announcing he's running for office? Because it's coming.
Why would he say that though? That's the reason the students don't come is because games suck. If
Right.
Alabama wants the students to show up, schedule better teams.
Play some people.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to go spend their morning out in the hot sun to watch 50-0.
Right. They're going to be there for the LSU game. They're going to be there for Auburn.
They'll be there for the good games. Schedule the good teams.
The Savages say Peyton Manning is GOAT. Oh, Stoner says that should have been Wade's contract for Vance Joseph. I agree. I think I assumed Wade Phillips was just going to be promoted to head coach when Kubiak stepped away / got fired.
Are we taking these or not?
What's that? Oh, the shots? Yeah, we'll take the
we have
shots.
to decide what to cheers to.
We'll do it during the next commercial break. It's 4:12 to go. Keenum dumps it down to Devontae Booker. I'm okay with Booker being in the game at this point. You don't want to see either of those other two guys get hurt. You might need them later on in the season. So,
To do what?
I mean, just to play in games that are technically relevant. Like this portion of this game is pointless. for the Broncos. Oh, Keenum's going to have to throw it away. I would call that the vicinity of grounding. No flag, though. It's going to be 2nd and 10 here.
41-17 Pittsburgh at Atlanta.
Chris says Bama is a machine and Tua winning the Heisman. Tua hasn't played in one fourth quarter this season. Aware.
Green Bay is totally coming back.
I think Tua had, in the Arkansas game yesterday, Tua Tagovailoa was like 6 for 6 with 4 touchdowns.
Oh, at halftime, he was like 10 of 11 for 300 yards.
Yeah.
And 4 touchdowns. Yeah.
He's amazing.
I don't know if he's amazing or if they finally have perfected. This is the mountaintop.
Keenum going downfield to Demaryius Thomas, who catches it, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown Broncos.
Padding stats.
Padding stats is right, but that was a good catch. That was a good downfield play there by Demaryius Thomas. Haven't seen Cortland Sutton after he limped off the field, but Thomas finally getting involved in the jump ball game downfield. That's been mostly to Sutton so far this season, but great grab there by Thomas. I mean, just defender draped all over him, and he pulls it down. Allen's show says, yo, I'm back. Damn, I figured Broncos would have come back. They have not.
They did just score, though.
Right, yeah, so now they're
34-16.
Yep, now they're only down by, oh, they're going for 2 here. Going for dose. Guessing they're not going to make it. And they won't. So it'll stay 16. They were trying to make up the deficit faster, which is just not going to happen. Not going to work. All right, so all that has to happen now is the Jets just need to run the ball and the game's over.
This upcoming onside kick is going to be the saddest thing you've ever seen.
What time's the Rockies game start?
The Rockies is at 2:30.
2:30. All right, so half an hour from now, Rockies will be starting.
Yeah, it's 2:37.
Let's see, Wicked Royalty, will it be enough to come back? I think not. The Savages agree Peyton is GOAT, at least of the Broncos. No, I think he's definitely the best quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts ever. Before you say Johnny Unitas, he played for the Baltimore Colts, which is different. And he was definitely the best Colt quarterback. I would argue that in total, Peyton Manning is a better quarterback than John Elway, although a lot of Broncos people will obviously disagree with that. I think he's a top 5 quarterback of all time. I don't think you can say, other than Tom Brady, that there is a greatest quarterback of all time. There's a conversation for greatest of all time. Rodgers, Manning, Montana, Elway. I mean, all those guys are in that conversation. All in One says Peyton is more of a Colt than a Bronco. I think a lot of people associate him more with the Broncos now than they do the Colts, which is weird. Because he played a lot longer with the Colts. He played 14 years with the Colts.
Part of that, though, is the Colts have an obvious heir in Andrew Luck, whereas the Broncos, we're still talking about Peyton Manning years later, whereas the Colts aren't talking about Peyton Manning anymore because they have Andrew Luck. Whereas in Denver, we're still saying, I miss Peyton Manning.
Right, and that's why in Kansas City they've been talking about Lynn Dawson for 40 years.
Yes. Yep. Lynn Dawson is one of the most popular dudes in Kansas City because he won a Super Bowl half a decade ago, or half a century ago.
Half a century ago. We were getting into a conversation during our last remote about quarterbacks and what championships you count, because somebody was talking about how the Browns have like 13 NFL championships, and I'm like, dude, you can't count Otto Graham's championships. You can't. You can't.
That's like,
yes, you can.
Like with the St. Louis Cardinals, post integration, they have the same number of World Series as the Royals.
Yeah.
And I tell Cardinals fans all the time, it's like, You won like 16 World Series, didn't play a single black person the whole time.
That's right.
Doesn't count.
There should be an asterisk next to every record that was set in Major League Baseball before integration.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That Zach was asking who is that behind us and what are they wearing. That was Robo Mike.
Robo Mike.
He hangs out here on 16th Street Mall in Denver, and he goes to the Broncos games in his Broncotron. And he said if the Rockies make it past this series, he's going to paint himself purple and black, and it's going to be Rockytron.
He wants us to interview him. We have.
Yeah, we have.
He's been on the
interviewed him in
broadcast
past,
before.
yeah. He is on some, I don't even remember what site he was saying, but he's listed as the 7th most entertaining thing in Denver.
Yep.
Red Rocks is on that list.
Is he ahead of Red Rocks?
Red Rocks and Robo Mike. So
Must sees, must do.
seriously,
Get up to the mountains, go to Morrison, see Red Rocks, go down to 16th Street, see Robo Mike.
It is like
it's kind of
he was
crazy.
voted 7th most interesting thing in Denver. Red Rocks is on that list.
What does that say about us?
Us?
Yeah.
That we're not on.
We're
That
not
Robo
on the
Mike
most
is ahead of us. Yeah, we're not on the list. Of course, I think if we did these broadcasts in robot suits, maybe we would be.
And robot voices.
And giant afros.
Oh, the Ravens have tied the Browns.
Uh-oh. Hey, Green Bay's coming back. Do they have?
I said that to you earlier. You totally ignored me. I was like, Green Bay is coming back. 20 to 31, and you were like,
Jaguars is only
moving
one
on.
more touchdown away from hitting the over, so
Oh yeah. What's the score in that
Buckets.
contest?
30-14 Kansas City.
Ah,
But there's enough time left for Buffalo beat Tennessee. Wow.
Buffalo
I knew Tennessee were frauds. I knew it.
frauds.
the Giants are coming back too.
I don't need that. Don't need that. Come on, Cam. You said they were coming back. They're down 11 with 4 minutes left.
They were down 0. They were. I mean, they were. It was 24 to 0.
Yes.
Let's see. Jerron says,
That's a
Zach,
comeback.
LOL, good one. Can't see him now. What does he have on? He is a robot man. He looks like a robot with an afro.
Wicked Royalty says he's been around for a long time. Everyone in Colorado knows him.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Not everyone knows us.
No.
That's why we're not on the list.
No. All in one. Broncos till I die. But for now, I'll just be the quiet kid in the back till they get a winning season again. That's fine. And I think that's a rational, very good way to be. Is to just say like, hey, you know what? I'll just hold back for a moment until they get better again. I'm not going to let the Broncos sucking ruin my happiness. It's a good way to be. Good way to be.
We still have to take these shots.
Yep.
We don't know what.
Let's do it right now. 28-43 for Case Keenum. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's a very deceptive line.
Very deceptive because that looks like he had a good game, and he did not.
Nope.
So are we taking it to Case Keenum's good game?
Yep. To Case Keenum right here.
To Case Keenum.
May he rest in peace.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Very good. As always. El Jimador.
That was tough.
Ooh.
That was tough.
I didn't do it all at once.
You're sipping on that one.
Yeah.
By the way, those are not the big shots. Those are just
Those
normal
are not
shots.
the typical shots we get. But
Um,
maybe it's because it's not even 5 o'clock.
Jerron says, Robo Mike, got to find him on Instagram.
I don't know if he has an Instagram, you think?
I don't know either. A lot of street performers out here on the 16th Street Mall. I've
Yeah.
noticed that a lot about Colorado cities is you've got those big time downtown Denver, big time downtown Boulder. There's a lot of them in Fort Collins. And I think I saw a little bit going on down in Colorado Springs when we were at Oscar Blues earlier this week.
I don't know what this street performer is. He's playing a guitar.
Yeah, he's playing a guitar.
And he's got drumsticks, and then he's got stuffed animals in his guitar bag
Uh-huh.
and action figures.
And he has made, it looks like, 15 cents since being
He's
out there.
got $2 in there.
Good for him.
$2.
Good for him.
And 15 cents.
Stoner Shatter says 2-4 Broncos versus no way we stand a chance with the Rams. Yeah, they're gonna get obliterated
I took
by the Rams.
I took the Seahawks plus 7.5 today though. In Seattle,
Who are they playing?
the Rams.
Oh,
And
you
they're
took Seattle.
7.5 point underdogs at home.
Yeah, Seattle's tough though because they don't have a defense anymore.
7.5 at home.
And also, Russell Wilson has no weapons.
7.5 at home.
Who's he going to throw to?
7.5 at home.
Tyler Lockett?
Tyler Lockett got paid.
Yeah, well, and Tyler Lockett is also the only option that Russell Wilson has.
Doug Baldwin's healthy again.
Oh, is he going to be? This is the first game he's back?
I think he was back last week.
He was back last week? Okay. Grizzly says, I tell her, I said if her beauty was a number, it would be infinity.
Aw, thank you. You're the nicest person to me on the broadcast today. That's okay. Watch our broadcast on the Rockies coming up next. That's my area of expertise.
All in One says, people are trying to shoot a shot on this woman. Laugh my ass off.
Shoot a shot.
Yeah, he's taking a chance.
Ah.
He's putting it out there. He's
They're
like,
trying to get your number.
Yeah.
Is that what shoot a shot means?
You got to shoot your shot, man.
Yeah,
I
that's what.
haven't heard that before.
No, really?
Really? Shoot a shot.
Chris says Earl Thomas was fined over $13,000 for the middle finger gesture. I wouldn't pay it if I were him. I really wouldn't.
Could we get some water?
That guy has been screwed over so badly by the NFL and by just like the process, the whole like culture of the NFL ownership.
Yeah.
They've screwed that guy over. He has been screwed over. It sucks. It really does suck for Earl Thomas. Now, look, you may not cry for him because he's already a millionaire or whatever, but I think that's I don't know. I've never really viewed money as like the measure of someone. So when somebody gets into a battle like that and then just kind of has something done to them that's not
Nice
justified,
run.
that's an injustice. I always feel badly for that person. Earl Thomas got screwed over.
Devontae Booker with a
Yeah, but I mean,
decent
he'll be
run.
healthy for next year. He'll get paid. He'll go to free agency. He'll still get paid. Like, it's not like this was his last chance at a contract.
No, it wasn't his last chance. It was, I think, the thing that bothered me the most was the character assassination. It's the same thing that Le'Veon Bell's going through, where he's got teammates who are accusing him of being a bad teammate. He's got people saying that he's selfish and he only thinks about himself. And just like, there's a reason for that, man. Because if you don't think about yourself, no one's going to think about you.
Right. I mean, it's the same.
That's the way the NFL works.
It's the same in the NFL. It's the same in your office building. It's like you're worth what you can negotiate.
Yeah.
And these are the negotiation tactics where the players have leverage, where they have power. And this is what they do. People call it selfish. It's like, no, get that money.
Yeah.
Especially if you're Le'Veon Bell, especially if you're a running back. I mean, your
Yep.
shelf life is so short.
Yeah. I mean, Le'Veon Bell, and I think Le'Veon Bell is, he is a stabilizing force. People were looking at James Conner's numbers and saying, oh, well, James Conner's putting up numbers, so they don't need Le'Veon Bell. Oh, they do. They need Le'Veon Bell because it's not that he would put up necessarily like better overall numbers necessarily. It's the fact that he gets 6 yards every play.
Yeah.
And also he's stabilizing in that offense. That offense doesn't have to worry where their production is coming from. And now they do. And that's why they've struggled so much this year. Grizzly says the game over already. No, there's a minute 12 to go in the game. Hireman just no, I'm sorry. That's Lacoste.
Case Keenum's out here padding stats.
Oh, well, does he have a chance to get he might get close to 400 yards today, which would be the most misleading 400 yards, second most misleading 400-yard game this season. Ryan Fitzpatrick had 3 of them earlier this year. And now he's no longer the starting quarterback.
All in One show says, yes, it is. Is the game over? Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Like, the game is over. Not technically, but it is over. Emmanuel Sanders getting close. They're going to make this. They're going to make this game look like half decent, but this was a shit show from the Broncos.
It was rough.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Picked off in the end zone, and that's going to be a pick 6. Yep, that's going to be a pick 6.
Unless
There he goes.
somebody.
Nope, that's going to be a pick 6.
Oh my gosh. This.
Yep.
Wait, is that Cortland
Nothing.
Sutton on the field?
Oh, 1 yard! He got tackled at the 1
Intercepted!
He got tackled at the 1-yard line. How do you not get into the end zone? End of the game. The game is over. He could have scored.
But more
And
importantly,
Cortland
Sutton stops
saves
him.
a touchdown.
I
and the
didn't know he was back
Broncos-
on the field.
He didn't save them from embarrassment. That's still embarrassing, right? That's still like just.
What was
So
the over
is
under?
that
Oh
it?
my
That's more
God.
embarrassing than the Broncos
Good.
losing to the Jets?
Good Lord. Oh my God.
What was the over under?
The Broncos are trash. I mean, they're dog shit. They're awful. Every single thing about this team is terrible. All of it. Last year, at least they had a good defense. They don't even have a good defense anymore. Bad defense, terrible special teams. At least today, terrible special teams. Offense is putrid. Anybody who's acting like Case Keenum's a better quarterback than Trevor Siemian, you need to stop that right now. You may be technically correct, even though I don't even think that's true. But what we've seen production-wise, what he's been able to do for this team, Siemian was better for this team than Keenum has been to this point.
To this point.
To this point, Siemian has been better as a Bronco than Case Keenum. That's not debatable.
I'm not going to debate you for one day.
We
One
got
time.
Bob Costas.
Oh, boy. Bob motherfucking Costas.
Bob Costas, I worked a game with him Thursday night football or Sunday night
You
football.
love Costas.
I do not like Bob Costas. I don't. I worked a game with him, and he has a makeup person that travels with him everywhere, which is pretty standard. And then he has a person on the crew who holds his phone while he's on camera, and he'll be like, "Give me my phone," and he'll get his phone back, a flip phone.
Yeah.
The year of our Lord, 2018.
Flip phone.
Bob Costas,
Wow.
flip phone.
Wow.
He's also the most impatient, small little man I've ever met.
Yeah.
I remember, there was a Chiefs fan who just, wanted to shake his hand and be like, I admire you so much, I like you so much. And he's like, don't touch me.
He said, don't touch me?
Yeah, because he wanted to shake his hand. And I was like, Jesus, Bob.
Yeah. Yeah. Bob Costas.
Whew.
Man of the people.
Well, we're 16 minutes to the start of the Milwaukee Brewers Colorado NLDS game.
Are you a Brewers fan?
Let's reach.
Am I a Brewers fan?
Yeah, she likes the Brewers.
I think the Brewers are the best team in the National League. I think that the Brewers will go to – I've been saying this entire year that the Brewers will go to the World Series. I actually listened to a podcast the other day where a guy from Channel 7 said, here in Denver, said that the Brewers usually play terrible at home. And I was like – in Denver, and I was like, that is not the case this year. The Brewers have dominated here in Denver as well.
Yep.
So it's just silly.
All right, so, guys, let's read through some comments here really quickly. Keenum had to fit. INT, he had to. There's not a Keenum if there's no INT. That's
true.
That's good. One-hit wonder, shake my head. Time to pick another team. Unfollow Denver. Wow, Aaron. Aaron is
Heated.
fed up with this team. Mikhail says, you guys just got a new subscriber. Thank you very
Thanks,
much, Mikhail. Wicked says, let's go Rockies. Aaron, I'm going to laugh if the end of the season we go to the Super Bowl.
After everything he just said, unfollow Denver.
Right. Yeah, well, that's not going to happen, so I think you're okay, Aaron.
You're all right, Aaron.
You're right there. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to stop this broadcast, and then we are going to start another one here in about 10 minutes or so for the Rockies. So make sure you subscribe to our channel here on Watch Phantom on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, or if you'd like to watch on Facebook, if it's easier for you to do it that way, just go on to Facebook and go facebook.com/WatchPhantom. We are there as well. Just remember, Phantom is spelled F-A-N, as in fan, T-O-M, Tom, Phantom. Okay, let's see here. Wicked says, smoke some weed, it'll be okay. Deuces, Chris. Grizzly saying Bronco for life, 710 it up, bruh. Stoner, 420. Chris, see you in a few. All right, we're going to get off here, and then we'll be back on for our Rockies broadcast here in just a little bit. Thank you guys for watching.